Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires. In a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
It's Friday. It's hot.
No, it's Friday, my dudes.
Yeah, it's Friday, my dudes. And a TGIF wall. Oh, no, not you. All right. I better just stop pushing buttons while I'm ahead. Welcome to Havdosphere right here on our Iron Will Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey, and it is definitely Friday. Nice quiet day at work, not much going on with me. We had a pretty awesome show this morning, and we'll get into that in just a second because we are still without a Walter. And actually, Walter took this morning off. I don't know if we were talking about it on air or off, but I think we had come to the conclusion that he'd probably taken this morning off in an attempt to charge his batteries for his shenanigans that he's got going on this evening. Whatever they may be. And we were right. That's what was going on. So we still won't be with Walter tonight. He will be gone till Monday morning's show. But we do have with us still, this is Cami Knodel. You might recognize her from her YouTube channel, Aisling717. How you doing, Cami? We didn't get to talk to you last week. We missed you.
Oh, it's quiet and rainy here. I'm really, really glad with Walt with what he did because I do know that getting up that early in the morning and then doing that, it affects staying up late and doing things. And so I'm glad that for her birthday and having special times that he did that. I like all out. Cheers to Walt on that. It's lonely without him.
Are your phasers still on, Josh?
Oh shit! I hope not.
Did we finish like the second half, the last half of the second half of the show with phasers on? People in chat are just wondering. They're saying, I saw Liz mention it, and then Nemo's like, and I believe your phaser is still on.
Yep.
What are the phasers?
When we play music in the morning, we have to mess with it a little bit so YouTube doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I just wondered if I got that in the back room, and I figured that listening live was probably different. So now I know.
I set my phasers to dumb. Yeah, I don't think it works. YouTube still wants to do it. Might take a few hours longer, maybe. Like, I don't think they've done anything to this morning. No, I take that back. I'm pretty sure they've already done something to this morning show. Like, I can't monetize it because the owners of the music are going to monetize it or track the statistics or whatever, the analytics. I don't know. But it is what it is. Like I said, I might just stop doing it because it doesn't seem to help. But it's
Sorry,
whatever.
Retarded dogs. Apologies.
How do you know?
Oh, they're pretty retarded.
Compared to what?
Oh, they're retarded. They're here.
Other dogs.
I don't know.
No, it's like, Jaron has some buddies over. Buddies who have come over to this house probably 50 times since we've moved here. At least 30. But they're here quite a bit. They hang out with Jaron, it's like a once a week thing they've been doing for a little while now. And every time, after even an hour after they've been here, Hank and Minion, Jaron can come walking through the door and they bark at Jaron. I'm pretty sure they're retarded. No, it's weird. They've never been like this before. Like, so weird about protecting the house.
And even more so, I have to say, with Sonya, that was the all-time stupid. As far as them talk, Minion first barked at Sonya, which was not unusual, but he cozied up to her quite nicely and got to be her good friend and everything. And they were best buds. And then, she had a long flight and was exhausted and all of this. So she went in and took a nap. And Minion went in and slept with her, got right in with the comforter and was all nestled up with her.
Like right in her face. Like he was like right on her chest sleeping with her.
And like an hour and a half into the nap, he woke up, saw her face, and just went mad and started barking at her. She was ah! Like, what? And it's like, Sonya,
she was okay
welcome.
Enough to go lay down on him and fall asleep,
Snuggle up, do the whole, we're best friends, have snacks. They exchanged treats, and they did all of the bonding and the whole bit. But he woke up from his nap and was like, "Rawr!" right in her face. And I was like, welcome to the land of the retarded dogs. Your best friend, and he's maybe got puppy Alzheimer's. I'm not sure.
Well, my son, for one reason or another, was researching dog personality issues, Lila, and found out that dogs have like an autistic spectrum too. I guess you can have theoretically autistic dogs. Now, I took it upon myself to go ahead and rename that Pawtism. Why they didn't jump at that, I don't know, but
that's pretty good.
I'm liking that a lot. Yeah, man, you are on the spectrum, buddy. You are on the spectrum.
Too, Hank.
And I'm pretty sure that's Layla's issue. I'm pretty sure she's just Pawtistic, and there's just really just got to be patient and consistent.
Minion has some identity issues. Maybe Minion might be a little bit woke. Minion sometimes I think thinks. Well, I don't know if he thinks he's a cat or if he thinks he's more agile than he is, and he's just stupid. But yeah, the leaps he'll make and the things he'll do that with no grace. Yeah, there you are on air. Hi, sweetie. Aren't you so cute? See, I am so cute. And I'm so smart sometimes. I can be brilliant at times, but at other times,
I've had 2 Shih Tzus, and I've loved the absolute shit out of both of them. But God, they're ugly dogs.
You think that's ugly? Oh no, he's handsome. You're hurting his feelings, man.
No, he's fine.
Is he crying? Does he tap his honey badger?
That's just a Shih Tzu thing.
It's funny, when I'm wearing my robe, he'll come and jump up on my lap, and I put like one half of my robe down, and he lays on it, and then I cover him up with the other half, and he looks like an Ewok Jedi.
He does.
With that face, the flat, and the nose, and everything. Yeah, he does it all the time too. But he looks like a little Ewok Jedi. That's what we call him.
It's one of his poses and one of the things he likes to do, along with like perching on things. But yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Hank's a handsome, sensible one, but both of them got stupid as far as barking at things in the house and being guard dogs.
They weren't like this.
They weren't like that before. Not at all.
So Layla getting any better, Josh?
I mean, yes, she's better than she was 3 years ago. Like, I can say 70% of the time, when we're both on the bed at the same time, I can reach over and touch her. Sometimes pet her.
Oh, she's still that skittish, though, huh?
Well,
She
like,
must have had a bad time with somebody or something.
so, like, we know who owned her previously, who got her as a puppy. And there was a bit of trauma, I think. So, the owner, which was Dixie's old boss, had just gotten the puppy. And I don't think had found out that she was pregnant yet. She's early 40s, was not expecting to be with child. But they had just gotten this puppy, and I think she was taking Layla out to go to the bathroom outside, and it was like dewy, or the grass was wet or something, and she was wearing flip-flops. I think Layla, I don't remember what it was, but she ended up slipping in her flip-flop and breaking her leg and
Ooh.
falling on top of Layla in the process. Somehow, in the process of breaking her leg, she landed on Layla, and she's screaming with the broken leg. And it's not like she really hurt Layla, but I think it was just a whole traumatic experience.
Yeah, I could see that. Not so much what the pain that she felt, but, the yelling and the mom being hurt and this and that, and just, yeah.
Yeah, so that was her early trauma experience. And then it was shortly thereafter they found out she was pregnant, and they tried to have a puppy and a baby for a while, but it didn't work out. They were going to get rid of her, and she was still so traumatized. Literally, her personality is just so fucked. Because she has bonded so much to Dixie is the only reason we took her. Nobody else was going to put up with her shit. Like, nobody.
Yeah.
And if they return her to the same spot like 2 or 3 times in a row, they'll just euthanize her. Well, she's unhomeable. We can't do anything with her. She's just taking up space at this point, and they'll euthanize her. And I didn't want to see that happen to her, regardless of how she feels about me. So here she is. And she's the youngest. She'll be around the longest.
How's Esme doing?
Getting old. But
Still got a little hop to her, though, I bet.
Still maniacal. Yeah. She'll still piss you off real good, just getting in your face, wanting attention.
Man,
it's like she doesn't want to taste
her.
She doesn't want to
Goodness.
taste your skin, really. She doesn't care what you taste like, but she knows that I don't like being licked. So she'll just come over and start licking me.
Just to fuck with you.
Just to make sure that I give her some sort of attention. She doesn't care what. She needs attention. Positive, negative, she doesn't fucking care. She wants attention.
Gonna notice me, Dad.
Yep, that's what it is. Like, she literally will come and sit right in my face. And then they love to eat the bunny poop. So, it's like, don't lick my face. Don't get in my face. You're a shit eater. Your breath smells like the bunny's ass.
How the bunnies doing?
Wonderfully.
Have you guys had another play date getting them together at all?
So we've not really done a bonding session per se. But because Evie is in here with me, inside her X-Pen, she doesn't have room to run and explore, where Harris has like the kitchen and his condo, and the other two have their condo and like a front yard, so they can kind of come and go and have some sense of freedom. But she's just stuck in here, so she's usually the one that spends most of the time on the bed with us, just because she's my bud, and that's where she likes to be. So we'll hang out, and then every once in a while she'll go grab Harris and bring Harris, and it's not really a bonding session because it's all of the variables aren't there for it to really be a bonding session, but they're both there at the same time.
You guys being there is kind of throws that out the window, isn't it?
Well, they want a neutral space, something that doesn't smell like any other bun, and especially neither of the two you're trying to bond. Then it's
Yeah,
just
you
a
don't want
matter
them getting dominant and protecting their territory. And
yeah. But so
yeah,
far,
we were talking about smells this morning with
We were.
animals.
and we didn't even get into the people smells, and talked about like people sniffers, but we do have all those pheromone receptors in our brains that
We don't even know that we're
Don't
smelling them.
even
No
necessarily realize. Yeah. I think really
Yeah, that's crazy.
triggers
Machismo.
lust and disgust. And just some people just rub you the wrong way for no good reason. That's usually what it is. I account that just a pheromone.
I was listening to this lady talk about, like, the head of the video was she accidentally got a man-sized dose of testosterone. And she wasn't, trying to become a man, So it wasn't like, but she said her sexual drive was, like, untamable for her. Like, she could not imagine living life like that, walking around just wanting to have sex with everything all day long. She's like, it was crazy. I couldn't imagine being a man and having to deal with this all the time. It's like you're in half control your whole life. I never knew that was like the driver. I knew testosterone had something to do with it, but I didn't know that was like what made men want to go out and reproduce so much, was the high testosterone. I just thought that meant your ability to reproduce. Like,
I mean,
that's what I thought it was.
it affects so much, especially in the early, probably the gestation and the actual growth periods of having, once you finally reduce the estrogen and that little fetus is no longer female and they introduce the testosterone and then it becomes male. That's how you have the larger muscles, the more bone density. I mean, that's what separates that stuff. And I think that is one of the major issues with the older men is that lower testosterone. And that's why testosterone therapy and testosterone replacements become such a big thing as of late.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea that was, and that it would affect a woman in the same way. Because women do have testosterone, right? Just much smaller amounts
Right.
than men. Yeah.
Correct.
This
Oh, you have
is-
Aurora's on.
This is for Liz. I'm not sure where this is. I just checked the thing. It didn't really tell me in the thing, but this is supposed to, and this is changing because it used to just be green, and this big red slice popped up here.
Isn't that Steve?
Who?
Steve.
The real Pax? Steve?
No, the red Aurora.
Oh. It doesn't say where this is from. So it makes me wonder if this is even real, or if this is something old.
Why don't you see what's going on? Just check space weather and see what's going on as far as storms and that.
Friday, December 1st, 2023. But I mean, I could add this to something. Full max impact, just a guess, is in a few minutes here, less than 8 minutes.
Mhm. And if he's up in Norway or whatever, this is not all that. That's beautiful.
No, it's the purple ones. The purple and green
Steve.
ones. That's Steve.
That's Steve.
This isn't live. There's a live cam. Looks pretty bleak right now. Fairbanks Aurora camera. Would it still light up there? Here's not seeing anything, but ooh, there's some from Finland.
Finland.
It's the land of Finns.
Lapland. Wow, that would be gorgeous, man. Look at that. Like what I saw was like this haze right here. That's about how dark it was when I saw it. It was just visible. It wasn't anything like these bright greens.
Oh, I had bright greens when I was in Canada. It was clearly an aurora. And that's when we were eating goose too, by the way.
Eating the goose.
Goose with a honey glaze, yep.
Bob has seen them up in Alaska. I've gone out and we've gone on Aurora watch tons of times in Denver, and we picked it up a little bit from Denver, but even those parts you were pointing to, Zach, would be brighter than what we saw. We were like looking up and saying, do you think that could be, and maybe with a time lapse or,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and we were on the edge of the city, but I think with the city lights doing it, but we sure enjoyed going out and giving it a look. And we saw a lot of meteor showers and that going on. So if you're looking at the skies, I think the Geminids are going on right now too. So look for meteors also, Liz. I'm jealous that you've got clear skies. We do not. We are.
So here's one spot in Finland here. And I'm seeing just barely, maybe it's cloudy, but maybe something there. Oh, that's probably why, because it's cloudy. Okay. But this other one was from Finland, and that one was clear.
I would think that they would gather up in the clouds or not. I don't know. And that would be kind of helpful in that. But I don't know the type of clouds that we're having that you're just totally sucked in and raining. That looks clear. I would think some moisture in the air and the.
Just beautiful.
I don't know.
Man, I'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go look. I know it's kind of pointless from down here.
And it's raining, but yeah, let's look. I'm going to see if I can, if we can.
At least say that I tried. I see Christmas lights in our tree.
Oh, good, they went on. Oh, you can't take the camera there. Okay.
It was funny. Cami was showing the Christmas lights to her friend when she was visiting. And
Sonia?
It's just those, Sonia. It's just the laser, that you go and you point at something and it puts the lights up there. Well,
they're big trees in our backyard.
Yeah, they're like 80, 90, 100-foot trees plus. I think they grow to be 110 or something like that, those pine trees. And the lights are like up there, going all the way up the trees. You can see some of them just dots randomly scattered up the trees, and then way up in where all the pine tree stuff is. She's like, oh my God, how did he get up there? Or who did that? And Cami's messing with her. Oh, Zach did that.
Zach climbed all the way up there. Zach, you did. So they got my slave driver. Yeah, Zach climbed all of those trees, Sonia, all of them.
I busted you right away, though.
I know. I know. And then she felt silly right away, but it was funny. Because again, like they are big trees, but that's a pretty impressive amount of lights too. I mean, it's been done, but it's been done mostly like on the White House lawn or areas like that. Not my backyard.
Oh, I hope Walter's having a good time.
I hope so too.
I know he don't like it when it gets chilly.
So
Going out and being out in it.
Yeah, even now that he's exercising, it still may affect his joints and all that good stuff. I know my arthritis in my thumbs and my hands are acting up a bit.
I can feel really strongly right now, like exactly where they gave me the shots in my back, like different surgeries and that where they'd poke you in the back. They feel like little darts with circles around them, little targets with again spikes in the middle of them, and then other aches and pains, fingers especially. I've got fingers going. Right now you have CME Impact spark strong geomagnetic storm. 1 and possibly 2 CMEs hit Earth's magnetic field on December 1st. That's today, sparking a strong G3 class geomagnetic storm at the apex of the event just before sunrise on the U.S. West Coast. Auroras were photographed in the USA as far south as Arizona and California. The storm appears to be subsiding now. Yep, in California. Yep, wow. Arizona. So Colorado, if we go into the archives, we'll do that. And that seems like it was early morning this morning. So, but remember, it was a possibility. So we must be in the second wave right now. When the CME struck, Rob was outside the Porcupine Mountains of Michigan watching the sky, and this is what he saw while the whole sky is purple. Beautiful. I wouldn't know if I would call it. Well, I guess you see streaks in it. I'm on space weather. I am not sharing it with anybody. I suppose I could.
If you had power, but I haven't given anybody power. Well, I give Zack power.
Yeah, exact power. I haven't tried yet.
Everybody but you.
I have to. Well, somebody else could do it if they want to, because I have to figure out how to get out of the screen to the other screen, share it and pull it back out without losing the things, because I'm not on my regular setup, because it's too freaking cold outside in my office, my sunroom office, which I won't like for another few months.
Well, you've got the power should you decide.
I do love it when I like it, I like it. Let me see if I can get over there and see.
I'll have to chew on that one for a while.
What's that?
If she likes it, she likes it.
I saw that face you gave. You're like,
It is what it is.
And if she likes
I'm
it,
just saying.
she likes it.
It's the way it is. Okay, I'm at more. All right. Share screen options. Ooh, just share screen or share screen. We're just going to share it. I don't care.
I don't care.
Share. If I do it wrong, I'll just do it again.
Your audio is much improved, Cami.
Thank you. We found out after
Liz approved.
Liz, we do this all for you. I really do. Actually, I do, Liz. Listen to what you say on the different audios, and it was so cute because after we got the Zack, we set up the microphone and everything, and thought that it was good after we finished the show. Right after we finished the show and closed it out and did this, something happened on the microphone. We hit another button on it and found out that it was on all around instead of targeted, and that's why it was picking up like the dogs eating, tapping on the floor and every sound. So they're like, oh God, that sounds so much better, but it sounded so much better right after the show.
Like this, I could hear. Oh, sorry, I just knocked.
And now our dogs are going to bark. Ooh, okay. So I am sharing right now, right?
Yes.
Do you guys see my screen? Okay, let's make this big.
I'm not seeing it on the YouTubes though, Josh.
Oh, fucking Zoom.
Fucking Zoom.
Fucking Zoom.
Let me be your tennis ball.
So Zack, let's explain to us what's going on here. Our solar wind speed right now is 517 kilometers
sunspots.
a second.
Good Lord.
I know. We're gonna get
I've
down
never
to this.
seen the sun this active before. Not
Really?
since I've been paying attention to it. No,
Oh, that's
that many
'cause you-
spots.
Oh, that's because you started looking when it was in minimum. I've seen it through several
Well,
cycles
no, I've been
now.
watching
So yeah,
the sun since like 2011,
I don't know.
and I've never seen that many sunspots on it, especially like spread out like that. Usually they'll be to one side or like in a smaller tight group or in one quarter of the sun.
It's like a
That's
Dalmatian.
a lot of sunspots.
There are a lot of them. Our speed is 517. That's fairly quick. That's your ionic wind, Zack, that you've taught me about with the density of 11.08 protons per centimeter. So when we were talking like on tech last night, and putting up balloons at like 160,000 feet or such, could we be taking these measurements and that from this and calling it space? Because we know we have things picking up that, but again, collecting data for them where they want and then misleading, but again, giving it out and disseminating the data. But they do pick up these areas. The ionic wind, I now understand, have a very good understanding. And you've taught me. Before I've read and I've tried to figure it into the equations, but now I understand. I've actually felt the ionic wind on my hand that you've made. I don't know if I understand the kilometers per second really, accurately what that would feel like we're doing it, and your density is towards the high.
Wait,
which is going.
before you scroll up too far, Cami, where in the hell are the offices for spaceweather.com that they can archive tomorrow's space weather?
Updated today at, where are you? Oh, because it's forecasted, or you can archive this, you can put in any date.
Even future dates?
Well, I don't know if you can do the future, but...
Well, it's the 1st of January. Oh,
yeah, but
first
it's
of
on
December.
Yeah, I think
But
it
I'm
is
sure
the
it's on-
second if you go to
UTC.
Greenwich Mean Time.
There we go.
Right. You're gonna be on a UTC time because of the fact it's a science page.
That makes sense.
Space weather.
Mm-hmm. And this you can feed into, and you can go down to the bottom too. Again, another links that will get you.
Yeah,
more
right
on
there.
It.
Updated today at 15 UT.
Right. Universal time, and Saturday it tells you that's
Okay.
when it
Just
is.
switched about a half
Yes.
hour ago.
So it's tomorrow for you, Liz. Is that true?
I can't believe they saw it down in Arizona.
Yeah, well, here, let's go to the Aurora things. I was going to show you some of the other links, but they're going to have, they should have a big Aora Gallery going right now. And here you've got, we can do Iceland.
Wisconsin.
Let me see if I can get your thumbnails a little bit bigger. Well, no, it doesn't want to when we're here. I can click into any of these ones if you want to pick a spot for me, Zach. Wisconsin is right.
Iceland.
Just
if I can
grab a
get
dart and throw
glasses.
it and see where it hits.
Oh, we want something fun. Alberta, Ontario, Russia, Fairbanks,
California. I want to see the
Borrego Springs, California. That's pretty far south. That's not a very... Here, they're going to have to draw an arrow and show you. These are the kind of
just kinda
roars I've
seeing.
seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
looks
that's
like
in Borrego
light
Springs.
pollution to me. But
Right.
yeah, I guess.
That is the level of auroras I've seen live, to be honest. You know, they haven't been... I've seen things like
Mine
that
was right
several
there.
times.
See
Where?
the one to the go to the right, and up. That's what I saw. When I
Right
was
here,
last
Aurora
night.
and Meteor. That doesn't look like anything.
We'll
A
click
black
on
sky.
it.
Okay, and then I also want to go to Banff in Alberta because we've been to Banff. Oh, and
But
here,
yeah,
this
see
is
how that
also
little green,
north of Edmonton.
about as bright as that green is right in there. It was more of the
Uh-huh.
sky. It went up higher into the
Uh-huh.
atmosphere a little bit, but it wasn't much darker, or brighter than that, I should say, like vivid brightness. It wasn't
this is-
something that I walked out the door and was like, oh my God, what is that? You know, I was driving down the road and I thought it was a glare off of the lights from inside of my truck. My dashboard lights are green lights. And I was like, I'm looking at it like, I've never seen them look like that. What is that? I've never seen my lights shine off the window like that. And then when I rolled down the window and they were still there, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. That's Northern Lights.
Must be paradise.
Right, and I've seen that level too. I want to see the really fun levels. This is interesting doing it because it's not all that bright of a thing. This is north of Edmonton. So you're, again, getting towards the top edge of the circle, really. You're not having it quite as bright there on a thing like this going becomes
If you're talking about sunspots, Big Pine, yes, they do move. I've tracked them before. Moving, it takes usually right around 2 weeks or so to go from one edge of the sun to the other side. They'll like move across the sun this way, and then throughout the day they wagon wheel, but that's just perspective. But yeah, they do. I have seen them like each day. I'll come and take new pictures, and they're slowly further across to the right. Yeah, I was just telling somebody, who do we have on? Oh, we had on No Longer on the Ball last week, and I was telling them about like the 100 videos I erased after I had given up on the sun. It was part of my mental breakdown that I had trying to figure out what the sun was. I just went and deleted like 100 YouTube videos all about sunspot measurements and this, and I was so mad. I was just so done and fed up with the sun. I didn't want to even see any of those videos anymore. I knew less than when I started, you know. It made less sense to me, the sun and the sky.
It's like when I go shopping at Walmart. So I just checked because I had a tracking number this morning. It's officially been picked up en route and is destined to be on my doorstep, where I'm going to have to sign for it at some point. The new computer, so that's exciting.
Excellent.
It is built.
Now, is it all ready to go? Just built, plug it in, and you
should be.
Nice.
I'll have to double check the cooling. It may be liquid cooled, so I'll probably have to do something in regards to putting liquid in there. I doubt they ship it filled.
Yeah.
Now, did you order that on Black Friday? Because you'll see that they have this on Space Weather too. They have the Black Friday
The hell
sale.
is a space pickle?
It's a space pickle. Carried aloft by giant helium balloons, these unique gifts have flown above 99.7% of the Earth's atmosphere, experiencing space-like blasts of cosmic rays. Extreme cold and wild ride parachuting back to Earth after the balloon explodes. Even Amazon doesn't carry items this far out. Don't forget to enter the code Space Pickle.
How much is it for pickles? A space pickle? I gotta know now. I need to know how much it costs for a space pickle. $120 for a pickle?
Yes, $120 for Mr. Space, the Space Pickle, or you could get Mr. Spock Space Ornament for $130.
Look, I will slip you a pickle for $75. That's a bargain.
Planet Cat pendant.
Do you think they just send up one really big one and have like 10 of these things hanging off of it?
I like it that because we're doing Flat Earth and talking about balloons, they are not talking about balloons.
They take one up there and take a picture of it, and the other 50 are just, it looks the same.
I think they've got a quarter of the balloons that they have. They just put 4 cameras on one. Then I think they've got a green screen from which they hang pickles and pendants and action figures. Then they just overlay the two, like, oh my God, look, you get a space pickle.
Yeah.
Mr. Spock soap, $50.
Will you bend over to grab the soap and I'll slip you my space pickle?
Oh my God. Okay. So.
Black Friday
cost
sale.
Your soul.
15% off. 15% off a space pickle. You can't hardly beat it. If you were going to beat a pickle.
Is there a storm going on, or busy going way down to the 30s and that? I don't know if people are feeling a little bit uneasy earlier. Usually that has that effect on them.
Now, does the full moon affect these indexes at all, Cami? Have you noticed? Because I know people, we have lunatics and all that kind of stuff, and the crime rates go up, and the hospitals are all crazy on full moons, and it's weird. It definitely affects us.
It's strange because, like, for years I tracked it, and like I said, I tracked it using. They used to have something called a dashboard that they took away. That was a wonderful little, when they had those little things running in the corner, those little outputs on your screen. I mean, this is back in when 2010, 2005, 2010, and there where you'd have the little running thing, and it looked like the little race car one, but you'd see the wind speed, the density, it was like a little car index and told you what was going on in space, and I loved it. So I watched it, and I kept that little app open at the same time that I had stock markets and currency rate exchanges and that. And I was comparing it to those because they always ran at the corner of my screen, and they were always running. I never had the full moon up at the time, and I've never really correlated them. It would be good to go back and try to do. I did notice that they definitely affected each other as far as the markets. But at the time, while working in there, we're running in the corner, and you'd notice certain things. Again, I didn't look at it next to a full moon, but that's a really good thing to, again, tie into it. There's a lot of different ways to look at it now. Should we stop sharing it? Did you guys want to go more? I did want to say that for these things like your asteroids or your balloon data and that, you also have all of your links that give you to more of the data pages, saying what they're going to forecast. And we've got strong geomagnetics. radiation and different
Boys are
things,
doing
blackout
business.
events. Where are they outside doing their business? And
Yeah.
we had a radio blackout event. These happen with the solar flares a lot, again, where you get the little radio things in the computers. A lot of the times on events that look a lot like this, we'd have a lot of computer problems and surges and things like that. But this you can click into, and you can go into any of these different things and get more information on it. Space weather, do I believe in outer space the way they do it around the globe and spending? No, but do I do believe that there are scientists that are collecting data or machines collecting it, and it's turned into, and that I do know it's a mystery because it's considered one of the most complicated things in science as far as them figuring it out. They don't really pretend that they're, that they have it all figured out with it. But again, when you apply it to flat Earth, it starts to lay out and make a lot of sense. And so I find it fascinating.
Well, yeah, I bet that's a lot of the reason why they don't have it figured out yet is because so many of them, are just normal people trying to figure it out. That that's their job. They're scientists. This is what they do. Yeah. They're not into, the deception or anything like that. They don't know about it. So they're trying to fit a square into a round circle. They're trying to figure out this weather and the patterns, but it's not the model that they should be looking at.
Right. It simplifies a lot when you have a flat Earth and the way that they're looking at it going through space and all of the different complications. You have very brilliant people with their hands tied, solving a fictitious problem. What is it when you keep your computer busy all of the time solving, what is that called? Jamming the lines on it almost, that again, keeps them from doing anything real or good or productive. And yet they really are getting numbers to people that would know the deception. And so they're collecting things that they want to know, but tying them up with a lot of the speculation and making it know how it works. Again, you give them a wrong problem to solve, but something that doesn't have a solution. You can keep people busy forever. People love a good puzzle. There's so many.
Yeah, and again, this what I think is like one of the big
up you cutting out
globe and this and that is the brain power that was wasted.
Exactly.
Coming up with all these mathematical equations for orbits and this and that and all these super geniuses, that were gifted. And it was all for naught. All their work of work for Narnia, for trying to figure out how much Thor's hammer weighs. Not real. There is no Thor's hammer. And you waste your life trying to figure it out.
That's what I loved about the hell's that one show I was just watching?
I don't know. What were you watching?
The one with the theoretical physicists. They all sit around.
Big Bang?
There you go. That's the one. And it's always talking about their theoretical physics or their comic books and movies.
Mm-hmm.
Says a lot, doesn't it?
Yep.
We watched today the new Indiana Jones movie. And I thought it was interesting because, again, with what's going on in Flat Earth, and I think they are doing parallel things. You know how the AntiTheera, I think, is a great Flat Earth proof and brilliant. And again, I would call it a Flat Earth proof right there. It works brilliantly. That they changed it. They changed the entire story. They changed the story in the movie on where it was found, how it was found, the story behind it, what it does, and wrote it a whole new backstory. Like, according to them, they found it in 1902 and broken in two pieces. And again, but why not create, if you're going to create a device that can bend time and space or take you back in time and do this,
And
Why
it
not?
wasn't rusted one bit. It
Wasn't
looked
rusted
brand
one bit.
new.
In
That was
working
the funniest
order.
part about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. The guy just blew off the second one,
And it was like
stuck them
polished
together, and then it
watch
just took
movement.
off and started doing its thing. It's
So
like, come on now.
I'm gonna-
2,000 years old.
interject real quick because I just watched a video. I just posted the link in the Telegram group. Granted, this is information coming from China on some AI generated fucking video on fucking YouTube. But it was talking about this sword, this ancient sword that they found in China. And the reason why this one was preserved so well was because of the way it was booby trapped. Where they sealed up the door with like this green sealant. And they put stuff inside to ferment. And the fermentation let off the gas, but the gas was all sealed and compressed inside this chamber. So when the grave robbers came down with their torches to grab the graves, they'd dig out that gray paste and poof, gas blasts out, big explosion, everybody dies, collapses in, nobody gets the treasures. But I guess the roof collapsed on this one and it let the gas out, so now the archaeologists could come in and actually excavate and see what they found. But they said they found these two his and hers swords. And after doing the translation, I guess it was whatever the leader of the time was, like a 2,000-year-old sword. And they saw that it was still sharp, like sharp. They were cutting shit with it.
Wow.
No rust. And they got to doing this like cross-section analysis of it and realized that this bronze and this copper and tin was made in separate pieces. So it had like a main shaft, and then the copper and tin was kind of formed around this main shaft. And the way they did it was with crystal seeds and the molten metal. And they dropped the crystal seeds and the molten metal, and when it get at the perfect temperature, they'd all kind of coalesce into this weird thing, and it would spread out, and that's how they would like layer these coats of shit on there. And they said this was amazing because this was technology we use today to make these silicone chips. They were
doing this back then.
They were using this high-tech silicone chip making technology on these
They're
swords.
growing crystals. They're growing things to spec is what they're doing. They're growing things to spec like we do in silicon chips, and that growing up to spec. And that's what a lot of, again, if you're talking about how it could be and how it could be made and created, you can grow it to spec if you understand how it works. Now, this on the AntiTheera in the movie, and they created a whole, again, they gave it powers. They gave it was all shiny. They had it working and everything.
Didn't do anything with the sky anymore.
Right.
You know, it's like when you put it together, it like led you to I don't want to, no spoilers, but a very
a time hole. Yeah.
mythical,
Like
not physics. We're talking wormholes and stupid crap like that. Yeah.
So you could time travel with it was what it did. It was basically you're getting up to how many miles per hour and, going for whatever.
88 miles per hour. Yeah.
And set the time. So it was
gigawatts.
But why? If you're going to have, at least in Avatar, they made it unobtainium.
Exactly. Make something up.
Yeah, they called it the AntiTheera and kept on doing this. And they built a whole mystery and a whole different backstory when we really do have a shipwreck story where we did find it. It's had in a museum and they took it apart. And it has a real history, but they made a alternate back history to embed with people. And I think that's completely crazy in a way. And the only thing I can attribute to it is that it's a flat earth proof. And again, you try to do it now and they tie this backstory that flat earthers believe in this time machine, crazy stuff on it. So I don't know. I thought that was very, very suspect. And I just thought so. We'd watched another movie that had something like really stupid, crazy in its act. I pointed out to you, and I had it earlier. I forgot. You guys can take over.
What you munching on there, Josh? Seeds.
Tortilla chips.
Tortilla chips.
It's really good queso. It's a jalapeno queso.
Hmm.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was watching the History Channel. I like taking the History Channel, and I don't believe anything they say, but I do like their photography going back to the different ruins and this. And this was going back to some ancient monuments in Africa in the Atlas Mountain region. And they were showing like this great obelisk and then explaining how, that they found that it was coated with electrum, which electrum is in nature. It's a natural blend in electrum wire in nature. It grows in nature. It's a blend of gold and silver. And it has some really great qualities as far as, what it can transfer, what it can, a conduit and that. The obelisk was covered with that, and they sat there and went on for like a half hour on the History Channel, and it was just fabulous in that day and age that they would have those metaphysical things to gather the electrum and coat this for these metaphysical reasons of spreading what was spreading the light across the kingdom or that. I think Zach, you were walking through on that on something because I was calling shenanigans, and it's like, why would they think that putting like this metal that has all of these extreme scientific properties would be for a metaphysical reason of shining light upon the people metaphysically when they didn't have wires to do the light bulbs again what are they thinking?
Yeah, even with the that one we just watched, the Indiana Jones one. Every movie, it doesn't matter what movie it is, you're going to find that little flaw where the guy was standing here and then he flashes back and he's facing the other direction or something like that. Those little weird, he's holding this as he's running and then it shows him here and he doesn't have it, then it shows him again and he does have it. Little things like that, they just happen in every movie. You can find them if you go through and really comb through. Indiana Jones had some blatant ones. Like, two people are killed and they're like laying right next to each other. And Indy comes up and the guy's laying there by himself, and then he goes around a corner and the lady's laying over here. It's like, wait, this happened like 10 seconds ago.
I think it's almost poking fun at itself at this point. I think there were some really goofy continuity errors in the first few, and then they just started becoming part of the franchise. I think part of the quirkiness of a Indiana Jones movie were the weird flubs and shit like that.
Yeah, little Easter eggs that you can see, I guess, almost. But yeah, there was quite a few in this one. And I noticed them like right off the bat, just like, wow, that was blatant. Like, way blatant.
I bet you had the Wilhelm scream somewhere.
Wilhelm scream. Did you say scream?
Scream, yeah.
See, I'm not hearing it. I hear like the start of it, but then it cuts out.
What? The fuck is wrong with Zoom? Pardon my language.
Yeah, it's like once it gets so loud or something, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's all good though.
No, it's not.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's the scream that they use in all kinds of stuff.
I think they had it right at the beginning even.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's another one of those. I think that it's in every single Indiana Jones movies they use that Wilhelm scream.
I think Cami went right at the beginning when he's on the motorcycle and the one guy. Like right around there, that part. Most famous scream, says Big Pine Sailing.
Yep, it is.
Did somebody do a song about that, or like a parody type song?
I don't know.
With that scream?
I'm not sure.
It's like right there. It's not going to happen, though.
It's gone. I think you're right on the motorcycle part, though. You did wait to ask me when I thought I would sneak out to the garage. Take one.
And I think when you're right there, but it's not going to happen, is also a low T problem.
Hank, he making fun of you. Oh. So what else happened? Bob Iger announced he's going to retire. Funny how it happened the day after Elon Musk told him, go fuck yourself on live TV twice. And then shouted him out
Yep, called
right
him out
afterwards.
personally.
Yeah. Bob, if you're out there. And then I watched a video today. I don't know if it was JP Sears, one of the JP Reacts, but it's showing news articles and this and that about how Bob Iger has had to defend Disney for not pushing homosexuality on children. Like, if you have to defend it, then you've already lost. And then there's like, it showed writers for Disney who have come out and said explicitly that that's what they're doing. I mean, it's crazy. That whole, it's almost like they're in bed with the government, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Or controlled by the same strings.
yes, exactly. Like those two entities. Well, Disney's one of the six, the big six, aren't they? That own all media
Mm-hmm.
and are probably owned by either Vanguard or BlackRock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Elon's not exactly, even though like he's playing the good guy right now, he's not exactly hands clean at all, to say the least. I think they're up to something right now because they're throwing all the distractions out, and that's what it is the little distractions, the little Omid Scobie book and with the royal racists and I don't know, in mainstream news. They're not focusing on I don't know. I saw a reader or whatever read some excerpts from the book. They're not focusing on Charles wanting his position when he'd much rather be Camilla's tampon. I mean, this is the book that they're reviewing. It's written with lines like this in it.
Who's reviewing this?
Everybody is reviewing it. There's some kind of book that came out that was inside the royal thing, but it's written worse than a tabloid. In other words, it's
Oh, that's not the one where it was only in the version.
no, it is the one.
Okay.
So you have this tabloidy, but I didn't realize how tabloidy the book was, or how like the writing style was, like when writing the excerpts. Very trashy. But within the trashy, what had happened in it for everybody that doesn't look at mainstream news at all, in the book, a book that was by who knows who, person hired to distract everybody on there. He put out the book that one publisher, when it was published, the information was different in the Dutch publication. It was different from every other publication around the world. And in all of the other versions, when talking about the Meghan racial statements, it was like, no, it would be very harmful. It would be like not good for them to name them. But in one edition, it's named. Where in the other ones it like specifically points out it would be like wrong to name them. One edition actually names them and it went into print that way. So it has this big controversy up there and all of the tech on it and everybody going back and forth thinking it's such a silly distraction. I'm missing it. All of these things happen at the same time. They happen in the waves when they do this. So what are they doing that they have everybody looking away to the Bob Iger and it's like, you know what I mean? They grab the attention of all the different little groups. Even the Supreme Court I listened to a little bit today and that was fun.
So how are they
what?
like the royalty over there? Are they perceived like people over here perceive actors and actresses, maybe. I can't think of anything that would be the same.
There's not really the same, and supposedly, and again, this author of it writing it into the law, that in England, there are laws that you're not actually allowed to libel or do this, especially in a book form. So they're talking lawsuits not over this book, but it's different than actors. There's not a whole lot of decorum shown. I don't really know.
And I know, like British royalty, the king has the right to disband Parliament and say, "Phew, okay, now I make the laws and the rules again, and whatever I say goes." He has that right over there in England. Are other countries the same? Yes. Yeah, he has the right to disband Parliament whenever he wants. You all go home. You're no longer needed. This is how it's going to be. Now, they don't do that because they don't want revolts and uprising and all that. And Parliament is more like it's a show, just like our Congress and Senate and all that kind of crap. It's a thing to keep people thinking that, well, we didn't win this time, but maybe next time we'll get it changed how we want. We'll get it go, the fighting, your team, my team, all that kind of stuff. I think that's why they do it for the most part. But yeah, the king or queen, whoever, the royal family, the head of the royal family, has the right to disband Parliament, according to the laws in England. Savage and Meakin were teaching me about that. So I was wondering if because they're not the only royal families, or they're not the only royal family. There's others, countries that have royalty. Do they have that same right in the other countries? Could they say, like, yeah, there is no president anymore. There's no, we're not having this anymore. I'm taking my, power back as king. And this is how the laws are going to be now.
That would be determined independently by country. There would not be a universal rule across the board for that, I don't think. In fact, I know for a fact which is not a universal, that different kings and different royalties in different countries have different levels of, like, complete non-power or limited or, again, full. But there's not one universal across the board rule that would work on that.
Yeah, that blew my mind when I learned that I thought the royal family was more or less like a historical type thing, and Parliament is the one who, now sets the laws. The royal family was more or less just like a historical type, really wealthy family. Yeah. Just super duper wealthy, had all this land and all this, wealth. So they were, in the news all the time and this and that. Well, yeah, when I found out that, no, they really have the right still to be like, phew, okay, Parliament's done. Yeah. We've been.
I don't know about that. I do know. It looks like Happy Nation wants to come in. Should we let him in?
Oh, Carl, yeah. I'm away from my computer, but yeah.
I got him. I do know, like, on the Supreme Court, what was going on, and this is pretty ballsy of Georgia, and it's the first time. It's never ever happened, but they did take it to the Supreme Court. A little bit more complicated than what I'm going to say out, but in a nutshell, Georgia challenged double jeopardy. Like, they wanted to throw out a jury ruling because they thought it was stupid. So either the jury made a mistake on it and didn't understand, or that they were, again, which a jury can nullify or that, but they're not in the minds of it. But they actually brought it to the Supreme Court, trying to throw out a bad decision the other way, which, again, goes against double jeopardy and would reset everything. But it does look like I would say all of the justices, nobody was on board
on this one.
Yeah, nobody was on board with it, but it was fun to listen to it being argued.
I stepped away.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, Carl?
Hey, check it out. Where I'm at.
Hold on, let me pin
It
you
was
up here.
called. So after that, The messages went private.
This is the Hilton Garden Inn.
Oh, you're where Dean Odell is going to be
Yes,
doing his thing tomorrow, the debate.
Yeah, Dave just got done talking. Here's Dave right here. How you doing? Hi, Dave. This is Iron Real Media.
Oh, what's up, my live?
Yeah, what's up, Dave?
What's
Hey,
up,
Dave.
guys? I saw you this morning.
Hey,
What's up,
going on,
Zack?
man? How you doing?
I was chatting in the chat on the way to the airport this morning.
I know, I saw you in there.
All right, we got a big thing going here. I'm going to go inside and listen for a little bit.
Yeah,
All right,
rock
guys,
and roll, man. Have
Do your
fun.
thing, Dave.
All right. Yeah, we're just letting y'all know we're here. Everything's going good. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Well, I'm glad you
that's
did. Thanks for
awesome.
hopping on.
Do me a favor, if
All
you
right.
see Matt Long, give him my best and a hug.
Matt Long. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
right
Uh-huh.
over here.
Cool guy, dude. Real cool guy.
He's a very, very cool guy. Really love him.
Keith Cameron Smith is here. There's a lot of people here today.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Don't interrupt him at all. But just if you have when they're not busy, run into them. Send our best.
I just wanted. I got you. Yeah, I just wanted
All
to
right.
chime in, show you what was going on.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
FE Nation.
Alrighty.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the
Alrighty,
update.
I'm gonna. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right,
Alrighty.
brother.
Have
Y'all
fun.
have a
Much love,
good
Carl.
evening.
Yeah.
All right. Much love, yo.
Yep, give everybody our best.
I sure will. Later, everybody.
See ya.
Later.
All right.
Take
That's
care.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we're having our bowling tomorrow thing.
That'd be fun.
You know, that's our little get together. We're having our get together out here. Tennessee is just where it's almost, like you'd have to get a room and all that kind of stuff and stay over, and I just didn't feel like doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it's 6 hours away on the drive, so it's enough to make it. And they scheduled it on our bowling weekend, and the bowling was something. I know how dare them. I know the bowling sounds silly and stupid, and it is silly and stupid, but that's the
It's
whole
needed.
point of
That's our
it.
get together.
It's a get together that's nothing but silliness, and
Something I will say, I love this Kakalaki crew out here.
yes,
We don't make it to all of them. We've been making it to a few more things recently, but yeah, we get together out here. The group of flat earthers that all met online and kind of gravitated towards the Kakalaki area. Well, some of them were already here. And, we all live from within a couple hours of each other.
mm-hmm.
So we all just kind of pick an area, and I've been down to the flea market a few times. They'll come up here a few times. I know there's some stuff planned for, months in advance even.
Right. It goes to Charlotte. It goes to Myrtle Beach. It goes, down
Yeah.
to Columbia, and
It's neat.
it's neat. They do a lot of they definitely hit the Spartanburg area on a lot of different activities. Mostly because we're bad. We don't like to show up unless they're here, but we do sometimes. I've had a very well. Bob wasn't feeling well, and so again, we've been somewhat recluse.
Yeah.
But that happens.
Well, yeah, a lot of it was.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, he didn't feel like traveling, and you don't feel like going without him,
And you don't feel like going without him, and he's gone, and now I don't.
We
feel like
would
going
go
without
to
him.
we'd see maybe go to Karen's and stay for a couple hours and then come back, something like that. Something not far. But the ones where they're hours away, and yeah, that was, didn't
Yeah.
want to be
And
that far.
And that was unusual because Bob and I were very, very active when he was feeling well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we wouldn't hesitate.
Bob went everywhere.
We went
Yeah.
everywhere all the time, and
Well, when I first
that
got
was-
to Denver, Bob wasn't in that bad a shape at all. And
right.
we were going and doing stuff all the time. He was out and
Mhm.
about all the time. I mean, it was like 2-3 times a week. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Burritos and Sons," just a half hour, 45-minute drive, depending on the traffic. Yeah, he was always up and
yeah.
about and doing stuff.
So going to events and, like the eclipses and things like this is definitely something we really enjoyed doing. And I don't know, I have no older ones. I love that we did our meetup in Vegas, and it was, really special. Thanks, Bob. Event that made it very special and right. And this is like, again, right now, the smaller event almost feel maybe someday. But Nashville felt almost too big in that again for right now.
Wow, look at Finland. That's just beautiful. This one would look pretty cool too. I'm not sure. This one doesn't say where it's from. Nothing going on there. Levi, Finland, and what was this one? So Dankila, Finland? Sorry if I butchered that. I most likely did. Very cool. This one's got some. Faint. I think those are them. Yeah, it's like this over here. You need to turn this light off. I don't know why it looks like a fire though, not a light. That looks more like a fire to me. I think you're muted, Cami. I can hear you talking in my ears, but not through the headset.
You're right. Okay, if it is a fire, you leave them in their fire alone, Zach. It's keeping them warm. It's making it pleasant. Yeah.
Well, it's not good for the video, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but well, what I'm saying is it's good for part of the good for the video is the ambiance. So I like it that it has the fire, even if I would rather be there outdoors by the fire than in a pristine with a better picture. I'm just saying.
I'm not seeing anything. Churchill, Canada. It looks like it might be clouded out.
A new solar
Iceland.
system has been found in the Milky Way. All 6 planets are perfectly in sync, astronomers say. Did you know that? They found a new full solar system.
Really?
Sweet.
They're all in sync.
All in sync.
Justin's
And
my
it looks
favorite.
And it looks like they have a watch. I think it's a satellite. It almost looks like the wristwatch from the movie Flying by the Earth. It's kind of funny. They put those little images and make them look like that with flipping nuts.
Betelgeuse supernova explosion is finally happening now.
Ooh.
The
Really?
real packs. Wasn't this what we were watching before?
I don't know. A lot of the times.
At the top. That's what I did. Something is telling me this. Yeah, the real packs right here.
It's all live, baby. Production.
Something tells me that's not real. Just what we're seeing here.
All they got to do is tap into the live feed remotely. Double loop back the original feed so that nobody knows you've done it, so they just keep seeing the same 15 seconds repeated over and over, and you hope nobody catches on, and you hijack that feed and you put it up on YouTube, and you just do that like 15 different cameras, and then the security guards will never know any different.
This is supposed to be Betelgeuse going supernova. 642.5 light years away. 0.5.
Ooh.
Oh, geez. 1,000 by zoom. Wah, wah, wah. Live asteroid watch. Yeah, really?
Oh, he's doing it all.
And there's 7 other people watching for those live asteroids.
Aurora cam looks like the sun's coming out here. Cloudy there.
You're doing
Yeah,
that. I'm
what's-
reading the important news while you're doing it. SpaceX rockets keep tearing blood red atmospheric holes in the sky, and scientists are concerned. Live science. 3 days ago, it's not even new. Keep going.
Wow, that's pretty. This is supposedly from Iceland. We just watched a documentary on, well, a few documentaries on Iceland, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We've been.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, no, we definitely did. I've been in the background going on the documentaries and that, just visiting different lands. I like to do. I like to see the landscapes.
Mount Diablo Cam. Santa Cruz Island. See, now that would be wild to see them like that. All big and huge. Earth from space. I don't want to click in. Look at that. Looks so real. Okay. That looks like all the live streams, I think, as far as Auroras. Yeah, quite a few. Aurora Borealis. Nice, somebody from Iceland in the chat. Very cool.
That is cool.
Hey, Josh, I'm on YouTube and the screen is black. Is that just me?
Probably, yeah, that is just you. I think everybody else is seeing exactly what I want them to see. I don't know why you are only seeing black. That's really weird.
That is weird, and that's all I'm seeing.
No, it's
When I bring it.
fucking Zoom.
It looks like Apollo 11.
Screen shared, please. Let's put up. Yeah. Liz, I've been seeing it the whole time. It's just when I pop my phone in, because normally I have it where I have more than one screen on, but again, I am being a baby. It is 48 degrees and raining out there or cloudy right now. I'm in here. Last year at this time, I would have been out with my heater.
Yeah, it
I would
wasn't
have been
nearly
making a
this
go
cold
of it.
last year.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We're in a very, very cold streak right now. If it was another 10 degrees warmer, I'd be out there. But I'm running in the kitchen on the laptop. There we go. Good job.
I did it.
He did it. Y'all, yeah. We've been doing some really, really good, amazing screen shares too. So it's really a shame that you've had the black screen because
Well, I think that was part of the problem with the black screen is that it doesn't always catch the switching of the screen. Like I don't know. It's the same screen for me. It never changes for me, but for some reason, the way that OBS reads it when somebody's sharing it, now it reads different on my screen. So OBS doesn't pick it up, and I got to do it. Then when I switch it back, it happens again. So I don't know how much of that they caught. I thought they might have had quite a bit of it, though. I don't know. It'd be real nice when I get my new computer. Hopefully next week I'll have it up and running. I'll try to spend next weekend getting stuff sets up. And then hopefully next week things should be copacetic.
Very nice.
Laptop will be just for music and sounds. I'll have my touch screen for my soundboard. I'll run mix on here for playing music. I'll have to get off my damn phone. It's nice. It sounds really good. I'm really impressed with the way the music sounds going through my phone when I play Pandora in the mornings, but just not ideal because I got to take the case off every time I do it. Pain in the ass.
Well, we have an office that we haven't set up because it makes me sad. But we do need to set it up and do that. But I could set up a computer, and I mean, I have a room to do it. I just look at all of the Globebusters stuff and then the memorabilia, and I start looking at pictures and yeah. So working on that. And again, I did take care of the microphone, and I know that that's really, really annoying to have a bad microphone. So I'm glad that's there. But get the production back up slowly. Maybe get that up as we're healing. So get there. Slow road.
That's right. The physical manifestation of the
Daryl
process.
Davis says, I see beards.
We're bearded. Shout out to Daryl Davis. I'm just about ready to go take a Knodel of some nice DDO.
And big shout out to Unkululeko Duma, who stopped by. What's going on, brother?
What's up,
Hope
Duma?
you're doing well.
We are
Always a pleasure.
without a flatty tonight. He's out having
Walter's
fun playing hooky.
playing hooky. Well, he had to, or else Shell would have beat him. That's our joke.
And there's Joel, no longer on the ball, in chat as well.
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much for coming and hang out.
Once I get that new
Last
computer set
Friday.
up, we're going to do some live wiki editing, I think.
Nice.
I was going to try to
That'd be
do
fun.
it tonight, but like I'm barely doing it now. So, but that's something I want to do is we'll come up and do a live stream and get on there, edit our stuffs up live.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
I
my
have
goodness.
reading the chat, and I've just realized that I think I have been spelling nurdles in my mind. I don't think I've ever written it down. But in my mind, I just always thought it was an E, Daryl, and Daryl is telling me it's a U.
I've
nurdles.
always used a U.
Have you? Because I've just I thought it was for me because I'm a nerd, and I thought they were nurdles. Because I'm a nerdlet. So confusing, Daryl.
I think I spelled it with a K. KN.
And KN, that makes sense. I got that
Nerd.
immediately.
Nerd.
Immediately.
Nerd.
Nerd. Yeah.
Nerdle.
Nerdles.
Nerdle.
Mm.
Is there an official? Did it come from a word? Or is that? I think I heard that from you, Josh.
The way I understand it, it came from the plastics industry. So basically, it's any small, like tiny piece of waste plastic. So imagine, like, remember when you do the old models, the car models, but you'd have to snap out the pieces out of the plastic wire where they molded the plastic pieces together. You'd have to break out each piece before you put it together. And you'd have all those little plastic pieces that were connecting when they molded it. Like all those little plastic hangy things. I think nurdles, just little plastic pieces. I mean, of a certain size, I think, technically.
Damn, you are so good. I just looked it up on the Google Dictionary, and it says nurdle, a very small pellet of plastic, which serves as raw material in the manufacturing of plastic products. But
So
then
we
people
never
also,
called them nurdles, and I worked in plastics for 17 years. That's what.
so there's little pellets. I would have called them pellets. Now, people also ask, what is a nurdle in toothpaste?
I was going to say the toothpaste industry took over and hijacked the word. And I think a nurdle is the official description of how much toothpaste gets put on a toothbrush. But I might be wrong.
Now they're making it's going to come back in there because now there's nurdles on the beach. Nurdles are tiny plastic pellets, and they're causing devastating damage to our environment and marine life.
Macroplastics.
You can find them. Yeah.
And it
You can
looks
find them
like, well, what is this? OneLook.com. We found one dictionary with English definitions that include the word nurdle or nurdle or nurdle or nurdle. And it's KNERDLE, KNURDLE, NERDLE, or NURDLE.
So they're all right.
So we're all correct by the way we spelled it. Yeah, there is no wrong way to
Unbelievable.
spell it.
But it was because of the toothpaste industry and the amount of toothpaste that goes on a toothbrush is why I hijack that as to how much DDO I take.
Pea-sized
amount. Just a little Knodel. Mine's a little bigger. Mine's more like a lima bean, but whatever.
And if you swallow any of it, contact poison control immediately. That's crazy, dude.
That's what I tell people. Like, when I have just maybe a third of a tube left, I might just give it out just for shits and giggles. How much should I take? And I'll show them, like, here's this. Now, keep in mind, you could take the whole damn thing if you wanted. Not going to kill you. You'll sleep really good for probably quite a while.
2 days.
It might be an uncomfortable high from what I hear. But it's not going to do anything, no serious damage. Take as much as you want, but it's always good to start small, work your way up, because you don't need much.
No, I wonder what it does to people who aren't, smokers.
Look,
People get high for the first time, they get paranoid and kind of weirded out. And that's just smoking. Just taking a couple pulls and they get all weirded out.
2 years
Can you
ago,
imagine, like, big 3-inch Knodel?
Well, 2 years ago, on our friends' weekend over the summer, a friend of ours, he is maybe not a daily smoker, but he's a pretty consistent smoker. And I gave him a Knodel not quite my size. It was less than mine because he'd never done it before. But it had been like 2 hours, and I think it was maybe, starting to feel good. And he's like, that's nothing. It's like, you got any more of that? I'm like, I don't think. He's like, really? It's just not. I'm like, all right. And then he basically was up pacing all night because he was uncomfortably high. And that's almost the way I've heard it described. There was a podcast I used to listen to, and they were talking about, you can call it RSO if you want. I prefer DDO. And they're saying that's how it was described to them, as it gets you violently high.
Violently high.
And maybe it does, but it does it slowly. Like, it doesn't get you violently high.
That's kind of a misnomer.
It gets you
not like
high.
It's going to make you violent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very, like, you are, like, beyond high.
Once
like,
that ride is over. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't like this.
This is not where I thought I was going.
Yeah. And there is no turning it off. Yeah.
Yeah, he paced around for the whole night and was not necessarily interested in doing any more recreationally.
Yeah, when I was at a Beck concert up in Chicago, I smoked some stuff with some people that were there, me and this girl, and we both started tripping our balls off. Now, I was used to smoking, brown frown. You crack open the bud and a bunch of seeds come pouring out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, that's what I smoked. That's what we had in northern Indiana. That's what came through.
So, like, your tolerance was way low when that PCP kicked in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking it was. It had to be, because we sat on the stairs, and we were only like maybe a third of the way through Beck. It was like a 2-hour show he put on, and we were like just past a half an hour into it. And we each took a hit of that, and then we sat on the stairs looking at each other, looking at our hands, going like this for like the rest of the show and the whole ride home on the train. Yeah. We were messed up.
Bunch of assholes that would do that to somebody and not tell them.
Yeah, he should have told me. Should have told us something, but it
have
happens.
the option.
If you're talking, Cami, you're muted. I thought I might have heard you in there. At least it's not like when you're outside and you sit there and do that for like a half hour. And like, why are they ignoring me?
No, I was muted, but that wasn't me you heard. That was Jaren you heard walking through. And
sorry.
Jaren says, hi, sorry, but
Hi.
I'm right here. Hi.
I forgot
Jaren.
you guys were on the show. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
It's all right. It's just our show.
Hi.
What's up, Jaren?
We're saying, what's up, Jared? He can't hear because I have the little headphones in, but he didn't realize we were on the show. Says hi, everybody.
This Gabriel and Elijah just left.
Oh, did they just go and the dogs aren't barking? That's crazy.
Yeah, they came in and went out the back door.
Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, actually that's pretty good. They're just left her. We'll give them a chance too, but the boys just left and the dogs aren't going crazy yet. Oh, that's not fair. Okay, you're gonna have to talk so I can go out there. The one thing on the microphone here is, again, because I'm on the desk, Zack has got wireless ones and is walking all over the place and seems to sound fine, but I don't do get on the wireless ones. He just walked out to the garage and walked away from it. Me, when I walk away from my microphone, he calls on me. It's, almost like a tag on me. But he's out there having a cigarette.
Well, yeah, your microphone is like $20 and sounds like crap even when you're sitting there. Whereas this one was Bob's old one that is high quality and sounds good.
Well, the microphone on here, this isn't $20. It was like $60 and it was on sale for $60. Uh-huh. Yeah, this one that you say is Seki, so yeah.
That's crazy because, it doesn't sound good at all. I thought it was...
No, it wasn't. It was not No, it was not. The other one was. That other one that didn't work at all the first time. But the ones I have on now is I upscaled for these ones and I went nicer. So this was not my first pair. But yeah, these are not cheap ones, but nobody liked them anyway. Nobody likes any of the wireless, even the expensive ones on me, so. Oh, well. Right now in my headset.
The Yeti sounds good though.
The Yeti sounds good, but the headset, this one that's wireless around my ears, I feel like crackling and tingling. I mean, it feels like an electrical sensation to me in that, so.
That's not good.
Surprises that you guys can't hear the static on it, but yep, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The microphone takes care of what goes on output, so
that's what was happening with it and why it sounded so bad. Maybe there is some kind of short in it or something like that, and it's crackling real bad. And you're hearing the crackle still, but since your audio or your microphone isn't running and hooked up, we're not hearing it.
Could be, but I seem to do it to every single pair that I wear, so this works pretty good. And I hate being tethered. I hate being connected to a machine. So live and learn. We're getting there. We are getting there. But you get to talk a minute because your microphone goes with you and mine doesn't. You're on, boys. You don't get to call on me for 6 minutes or 7.
What? Crazy.
Well, what are we going to do? We'll just sit in silence for 6 minutes. I'll show you.
Yeah, we're going to play the quiet game. My mom was a big fan of the quiet game. My sister always lost. Quiet game just meant that it was time for me to try to be annoying in a different way to my sister. Faces or something like that. I picked on my little sister. I did. She was 3 years younger, but I didn't let anybody else pick on her. Growing up, kids around the block and stuff. Maybe the neighbor across the road. He was allowed to pick on her, but they were like brother and sister. I think I met Alan when I was 4 years old. Right when I got there, he was 4. And we lived together till we were across the road till we were 18. He was interesting. You guys think I'm nice and this and that. Alan was like beyond nice. Now he's a school teacher, which is perfect for him. But I remember one day we rode our bikes around and he said sorry so much that we counted how many times we could make him say sorry in one day. It was mean. You know, we were doing stuff like missing the ball and letting it hit us when he would throw it to us and stuff like that, or like accidentally running into him when we were on our bikes. And, you know, but we used to do stupid stuff when we were young. We were like rubber bands back then, though. Like your bones could bend, and I don't know. We used to like throw our bodies up over the front of our bikes, like ride real fast and then stick our feet in between the tire and the front fork and then go flying over the handlebars. Just stupid. Like, why would you do that? Fall on the ground, go flying, and just get back up and do it again. Ha ha ha.
We're so silly.
Now I'm scared to do stuff like that. I don't know what it is. It's like, not scared, just I don't know. Like, I don't want to break something. That shit sucks.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I guess once you've been hurt and you realize that you are not, you know, unbreakable, you start being a little more cautious. Not everybody, though. I mean, you see some of those X guys, it's like, I'll just name the bones that I haven't broken, and that'll be easier, you know?
Uh-huh.
When they start going through the list and all the surgeries and this and that of all the stuff that is, you know, snapped or this or that, and 20 years of doing high-flying, crazy, just crazy, insane stunts and stuff. And then they get up and do it again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that, whatever that is.
That is traumatic brain injuries is what that is.
Is that what that is?
Uh-huh. That's what happens when you have traumatic brain injuries.
You don't mind doing it again?
Nope.
Kind of forget about the last one?
You lucky if you remember that one.
Yeah, there's something different in those types of people that can do that stuff.
Takes all kinds, I reckon.
Big Pine, yeah. He says, I realized it when I jumped off a bridge and tweaked at my neck. Like, man, I'm too old.
I realized when I got out of bed and tweaked my neck.
Yeah, getting up and just turning. Ah, what the heck?
Yep. When I try to roll a joint and I can't, it just fucking sits there locked up in my fingers. I can't get my thumbs to go any further. I'm just sitting there holding my fuck. Now what do I do? How do I get this out? My hands are just locked up. Shit sucks.
All right, now you're getting to my level. That's like when you wake up and you don't even turn your head. You don't do anything wrong. You do it all right. You try to get your pillow at the right thing. You like even get a neck brace so you don't do this. You lay it all out. You try to get it, and then you wake up and frickin' have a cramp in your fingers, and like again here where I feel. I know exactly. I guess it was during surgery. Kind of good to be numb, but nobody warned me how much I'd pay for them now. And I have had 3 shots, and they didn't give any of them in the same spot. I know where they all are.
Were those just like epidurals?
Mm-hmm. No, not well.
At least one.
Kind of, sort of, because with the C-section, it wasn't quite epidural. It was a spinal where they do it higher. Or, you know, they jab your spine and do a little bit higher in that with the because there were surgeries on them.
Right. They were just trying to cut the paint off a little bit higher than they usually do.
Right. Probably. Or numb you out, or the... I'm not quite sure on it, but yeah.
Medical science is crazy. But you learn that shit through trial and error, and you establish a fucking cause and effect relationship between the ability to block nerve transmissions and the amount of medicine you administer. Well, if I administer more, it works better. If I administer less, they scream like bitches.
What blows me away is all that acupuncture and stuff like that, and all these things that have been around for supposedly, thousands of years, they say. And supposedly there's a lot to that stuff. Like, they'll stick needles in your feet or your ears to fix your back pain. Like, our bodies are all connected, all these different parts have all these different nerve ending connections and this and that, and just knowing all the different nerve clusters and things like that.
It is kind of crazy. They say it works. I've never had it done.
Yeah, nor I.
I probably would if given the opportunity.
They say when the people know what they're doing, it doesn't even hurt. Like, you don't even really feel it, supposedly.
So what you're saying is, if somebody starts jabbing you with a bunch of needles and they don't know what they're doing, it might hurt.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, but no, I would figure it would just hurt, like, yeah, it's going to feel better in the long run. This is like medicine, it's a little bit painful. It's going to suck here for a little bit, but when it's all said and done, you're going to feel better. But no, like, somebody who knows what they're doing, supposedly you don't even really feel it. And they'll stick like 100 in your back or something like that. They'll just go nuts. Sticking them all over the place. You look like a pincushion.
They put you up on this giant wheel and they start spinning you around. They take turns throwing them at you.
Stupid American. Look at this guy. We were watching South Park last night. And it was the one where Eric thought he was dead. Because all the other guys were ignoring him. Everybody but Butters. So Butters believed he could see a ghost. And his parents are like convinced that he's insane and crazy because every time... Hey, zombie.
What's up, Dustin?
Zombie Snoop.
What up, guys?
What's happening?
What's going on, brother? How are you doing this evening?
Trying to get my headset to connect to my phone, even though it was just connected. That's weird.
Yeah, welcome to Zoom. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Zoom.
No, me either.
Anyways, look at that awkward little bubble in the middle of the screen now. That's weird. Let's do this. Fuck it. Why not? Oh, Jesus.
Hey.
What up, zombie?
What's up, guys?
How we doing, brother?
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Gotta be asleep to believe it.
I'll show you how much of a dream we're living right now.
Oh,
come on.
Can we turn off the share thing real quick?
I can get it.
Yeah, we got it, man. Oh.
Up.
Oh, yeah, it's oh.
Here's number one.
What's that, buddy?
Good job, dude.
Is he on a planet?
He's pretending to be on the moon. Just like be a dinosaur.
That his house?
No.
Can you please send to me?
No.
Why?
Let me talk, bud. Relax.
Oh, I don't know. I'm liking this.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, let
Now
him
we-
ask Zack anything. Ask him anything.
It's not his house, but it is a tweaker homeless shelter.
What's that guy?
That's Josh.
What's that?
That's his microphone.
Uh,
Oh,
but what does he have on the microphone?
it's just his microphone.
This
I
is
don't know.
a pop filter. It helps with my plosives, so when I say my P's, the air doesn't get too much in the microphone. It softens the way I speak.
Makes him sound more professional. Because we need all the help we can get around.
Yes, we do. Since my words won't do it, maybe my microphone will.
It's a strong.
That is awesome, brother.
Yeah,
Living the dream. I love
yeah.
it, man.
definitely can't complain.
So for those of you that didn't know, Zombie busy creating another life, and that life has seen the sun now.
He is here.
He is here.
Oh, you fill the ranks of a flat Earth army right there.
I'm working on it.
Most
Gosh, he
important
looks
job
so
you
much
could be
like you.
doing.
What I done?
Oh yeah, this one definitely is my
Not the
twin.
milkman. Yeah, that ain't no milkman. That's for sure.
No, you are
No, I'm a boy.
a little version of me. And this one from about here up is me, and from here down is mom. He's a good little mix. So I definitely can't deny either of them.
But that's like mini you.
Oh
right
yeah, this,
there. Yeah.
my hair used to be blonde like this.
Yeah, mine changed like that too. It was blonde till I was about 6, and then it turned brown.
Now's about the time where mine started browning up, and his is doing the same thing.
Mine got curly.
Yeah, mine got real. Well, his is real curly. He used to have hair down his back like me, but I got tired of being in Walmart looking at Hot Wheels and people being like, "Why are you buying that little girl Hot Wheels?" Like, my son, thank you. And then we cut it a little short, and he looked like a beetle. And then when we did our maternity photos for the baby, Brittany was like, "Let's go ahead and give him like a proper haircut." And I was like, "All right, I'm down for that." But yeah, normally if it was any longer than this, it would be curly.
Mm-hmm. That is awesome, brother.
Yeah, definitely working on my little flat Earth army for sure.
Mom, feeling good?
Oh yeah, so good,
Awesome.
doing awesome. She was a trooper through the whole thing. Nice, quick and easy labor, no complications, nice and smooth. She went so fast the doctor almost didn't even make it. Well, we didn't use the midwife, but the midwife almost didn't make it. She did awesome.
She knew what she was doing. She's like, "I got this."
She was ready this time.
My son was the same way. It was my ex-wife's second, so he slid right. Well, her first was 13 pounds, so the second one came right out.
Oh yeah,
she was doing fine, and then all of a sudden she fucking dilated big time, and the fucking doctor came trucking down the fucking hallway trying to get to her so I could deliver my son. Yeah,
that
it happened quick.
So me and him are a day apart on our birthdays. I'm March 10th and he's March 11th. And Ronan and Brittany they share a birthday.
Wow.
I'm on her birthday.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
When's her birthday?
The 27th, November 27th. So, and, but she went from mild cramps to 2-minute contractions in about 20 minutes.
On the couch.
No, we're going to sit right here so that we're next to Ronan.
Why?
Because.
You can just do this.
Can you stop leaning on me? We're gonna sit right here. You can sit on the couch. You want to sit up on the couch? Go ahead.
But now he can't see me.
Yeah, they can. See?
But he can't with that.
Well, we're right.
I like your shirt, bud. Thankful.
Oh yeah.
And I have
If he's not, Daddy sure is. But yeah, she's
and I
doing.
have big tail too.
Yeah, he's pretending to be a dinosaur right now. He's
Oh,
got a
nice.
Halloween costume on.
That's a nice tail.
That's a really nice tail. So is it Ronin with an A like Conan, or is it Ronin with an I like Samurai?
Ronin with an eye like samurai.
Gotcha.
That's actually where. Well, she suggested the name, and that's where I took it. Because,
awesome.
you know, what's better than a samurai without a master?
Right.
Even though that's intended to be a negative, we're turning it around because he's going to be just like me and just like Ajax and have no masters.
It's the melting pot here in America. We can take a little bit of both cultures. Take samurai and the no masters. Mix them together.
Ronin directly translates to wave man. Wave man.
I think it depends on
And
what
it's how this.
do.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're probably right. The one we got was a warriorless or a masterless warrior or a disgraced warrior, specifically samurai. But that's because we were looking at specifically the Japanese Ronin.
This one
Where
I'm
are
doing
you
your
getting that
spelling on
from?
it, and I have I typed in just RONIN, and it came up with I did Ronin name.
But what's the
meaning.
etymology? Where is it?
It's what came up before anything else on the very first right now that Google is bringing something up, or maybe you think it's from there. Hold on. Okay, no, this is from, it's from the bump. Okay, there you go. It's from the bump. Ronin is a masculine name of Japanese origin. So far, so good.
My headset, but it's not working right now, so I'm putting it away.
This deeply historic name tracks all the way back to feudal Japan, where Ronin referred to the masterless samurai. The masterless samurai. These warriors became social outcasts due to their lack of feudal commander in a home, but found community among each other. Ronin directly translates to wave man, and you can see how the samurai would have to go with the flow, with all of this meaning in tow. Ronin could serve as a perfect reminder for a baby to navigate their own journey throughout life. There you go.
Exactly.
Wasn't there a movie, 47 Ronin or 27 Ronin, something like that?
Yeah, 47 Ronin.
47?
It's actually a old like kung fu movie from back in the day. They were all I think there's 3 parts to it if I'm not mistaken, and they were all really good. And then Keanu Reeves did the modern remake of it, and it was really good too.
I need to watch that. I think I've only seen it one time, and it was good. It's just one of those I haven't come back around and seen. But yeah, I'm a movie holic.
Yeah, me too. Big movie buff.
James.
We watched the Indiana. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say James Clavell, I think was his name. Wrote a really good book called Shogun about samurai. A bit of a tome. It's a read, but it was the first book of his that I read. But I really, really enjoyed it.
Do you ever watch Afro Samurai?
I did. Yeah, I love that show.
Wasn't there only a couple seasons?
Yeah, it was short-lived. I think there was like 2 seasons and then a movie to wrap it up.
Yeah. I think I saw the movie first, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I went back and watched the show, and the show was just as good, if not better than the movie. I was super impressed.
No, we cannot have 5 cats, dude. We're good with our 2 cats.
He just wants to take care of all of them, though, Dad.
Walter says, yes, you can.
According to Walt, we can have all the cats. No, two. We're good for two. I love Samuel L. Jackson's character in Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's what made it. I mean, the drawing was awesome. The way they did it, the cinematography of the animation and everything.
Thank you, Dad.
Thanks, bud. I like you.
Is that Emma's place?
That certainly looks like
that is Sesame Street.
Yep.
Man, he's good.
And he doesn't even watch Sesame Street like that, so that's pretty impressive. But yeah, he's wicked smart.
Yes, I do. I watched the toy one.
You watched the toy one?
Yeah.
Oh, on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I stand corrected.
Where's Elmo?
Elmo's not there. We're watching Zack right now. Well, we're talking to Zack right now.
Would you rather me be Elmo?
I'm sure he'd rather talk.
Elmo, yeah.
So back to work?
No, not yet. I'm off till next Wednesday.
Nice.
I did the same thing for him. I always save up my PTO and try and give her as much help as I can. Last time she needed it, she was when he was born, she was hurting for a couple weeks. But even yesterday, she was up doing stuff around the house, and she was like, she came up to me and she was like, I'm just doing so much better this time. Like, I can get up and move around. I'm not in constant pain. Like, Ronan's staying asleep. I was like, yeah, I know, babe. You're amazing. Like, me and the midwife were both telling you that the whole time the whole 30 minutes you were giving birth. We were telling you how amazing you are. Like, you did a great job. So
that's awesome, man.
We were way better prepared. What'd you do? Oh, you got a little piece of skin? Yeah, right. We were way better prepared this time. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I bet just knowing, because the first time you go through something like that, you don't know if anything's wrong or anything like that, or like, is this feeling that, I'm in pain here? Is that serious? And stress can really add to that. But once you go through something, the second time you go through it, you're kind of like, okay, I remember this pain a little bit. It's going to be fine. No big deal.
Yeah, that was a big part. Her first pregnancy, we really, especially me, I tried really hard to make it. Relax, dude. I tried really hard to make it as low stress as possible and, keep her happy and calm and in a good state of mind. But the labor and delivery itself, we were not at all ready for, and it was very hard for her. And I think in turn, it made it kind of hard for Ajax as well for the first couple months.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
labor, even when you are ready for labor, you could go through it. I've heard women say that. Where my first 3 weren't too bad, and then this one, though, this one took forever, and it was, 36 hours of labor and blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it's weird. Some are just different.
26 or 28 hours for Ajax. He did not want to share birthdays with me at all. But she did. I mean, really, she did great for both of them. But she was on it for this one. We took a birthing class for this one. We were the only parents in the birthing class that had already had a kid.
What's this table?
But she did a water birth this time, and from the time we checked into the hospital, they, as soon as they hear you want to do a water birth, they start filling up the bathtub. And so they got us a room with a bathtub and started filling it up as they were taking her up to it. And like, the tub was at the bare minimum amount of water for you to actually get in it and give birth. Like, that's how fast he came. Like, it was quick, fast, and with a hurry.
That was my little brother. He was about 45 minutes. And once we got to the hospital, that was, yeah.
Yeah, in the hospital, I think we were only there for right around 45 minutes. But in total, I think she labored for about 3 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours.
Well, I'm glad everything went good, man. I'm glad it was easier on her this time, too.
Yeah. Oh, you alright, dude? Yep.
I want to get on some Mormons.
Some what?
Some Mormons. I've been thinking about this. I'd like to have some Mormons come on the show.
I think that would be cool. Do we know any Mormons?
Of course we do. We have Kyle.
Kyle
Adams. And he'd answer anything question you'd have.
And he's like Mormon.
Well, that works. I'm looking
like
for a Mormon.
Well, yeah, like
that's what you said. You wanted a Mormon, but I know he's a Mormon.
There's Jews, and then there's Jews.
Right.
That
he's
there's
a believer.
Christians, and then there's Christians. Yeah, he's a Mormon.
He's not sensitive, is he? Because it's not that I'm
he's
intentionally
not sensitive, but
offensive.
he's decent. I don't want you to be rude to him.
I would never be intentionally rude, but I don't know.
He's not going to take offense easily, but we like him, so we don't want you to openly.
I would never be rude to anybody or insult anybody's religion or try to take away from their faith. That is not at all anything I would ever dream of doing. But sometimes when it comes to, and that's one of the reasons I want to take another look at the story of John Smith and see, this is why, for lack of a better term, the magic glasses and all the stuff, and why the magic underwear, and just sort of, I think there's something there. I think there's a whole lot of nuttiness from the outside looking in that doesn't make a lot of freaking sense. And I think
like flat Earth.
And I think only the elders really in the church really have a clue as to what's going on, and everybody else just sort of goes along to get along because, like the Jews, it's a great fucking economy. And if you're an active member and in good standing, your life can be very pleasant. If not, then, you are shunned. But like the story of the glasses, I think there's a whole lot of ancient tech that's discussed here, and I'd just love to sit down and maybe take another look at it. I'm just going by stuff I remember from years and years and years ago. So that's why I wouldn't have somebody come on and just be able to tell me about it, because I think he finds some magic glasses in the woods that makes him able to read this magic tablet made of gold or something, and that's where the Book of Mormon came from. And there's just not that I would necessarily believe any of it. I think that there's just some threads that need pulling in the story of John Smith, is my point I'm getting at.
I think that would be a good fit for you. As far as it goes, and him being sensitive, he's been on modern day debates where they've had people completely
they're
hostile,
just ruthless over there.
Where they're ruthless over there. So you're not going to shock his sensitivities because he's put himself.
He's very good at keeping his cool and all that kind of stuff too.
And keeping
well, he's just a good person.
He's just a super duper good person. That's our whole thing on it. Is he's a very, very decent.
He reminds me of Rob Skiba, like a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout.
Eagle Scout, Boy Scout.
Never smoked a cigarette. Never smoked a marijuana. Never drank a beer. I don't know if Kyle.
I don't know if they have because they don't, because Mormons don't drink. So
yes,
so no, he would not. Drank. But we met he and his wife. They're just they walk the walk. They're good, decent people, and yet he has been exposed to modern day debate and being in flat Earth. And what he does do, Josh, is like he'll go on to universities and talk to people. He hangs out in universities, so you can ask him anything, and he'll take it as a serious question and do things out there. I think he would come on the show and would be able to answer your questions probably better than anyone. He does it quite scholarly and is well versed in his religion. So I think it would be if you're saying, do we know somebody in Mormon? I know a lot of Mormon people, but I think he would be a very, very good fit if you wanted to ask sincere questions And he wouldn't expect you to believe. I mean, that's
So,
not,
sorry. Mormonism is South Park did an episode on.
That's the only Mormonism I know is South Park.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's literally all I know about Mormonism.
It was a hit piece. But you know what's crazy is supposedly John Smith said that Jesus came back and lived in the Americas and this and that and yada yada yada. And you know, we all write that off as, yeah, there's no evidence or proof of that. That's ridiculous, blah blah blah. But then, you know, I'm hearing about people that went around and the Indians told them about some place near the Grand Canyon where supposedly the public's not allowed to go anymore or anything like that. And they had like mummies and a Shiva statue and all kinds of shit
right
there. So I don't know. All the buildings and everything, the Antiquitech that could have already been here and all that, I don't know.
That's why I'm thinking there's threads there that
Yeah,
need pulling.
threads there. You're right, Josh, that need pulled. Because all these other stories that have come out, without those stories, Joseph Smith sounds like a nutter, you know? But then when you realize that history is his story, and it's just not the same story that Joseph Smith was telling it, you know? So, but maybe the true history is, maybe there was something there.
Well, I'm all in for that one. We also have a message in the chat earlier from No Longer on the Ball wanting to know if he could, I know he was on Iron Realm, be there on Iron Realm and Glowbusters in different ways discussing on how to write the wikis and that. I think that's a good idea, like in the future, on discussing how to write the wikis. So,
Yep. Probably not next week, but the week after. According to the Oops man, Oops says it should be here on the 7th, that Thursday. I doubt I'd have it ready for the Friday morning show or even Friday night. So then the goal would then be spending Saturday and Sunday making sure I get stuff set up and then be ready for Monday. Then if that's the case, if I'm ready for Monday or if not, I should be ready by Friday. But the plan would be then that Friday to do some wiki updates, get my information, Walt's information, all that good stuff, and just start getting stuff in there and doing some wiki updates live for Have No Sphere here in 2 weeks' time. But
that sounds
So,
good.
that I think we should, well, I say we like I'm part of the show. Somebody else that I think Iron Realm should have on is I only know him by his first name. I can't ever remember his handle, but he does the Iron Guild Flat Earth coins. On
Ryan. His name is Ryan. He's fabulous. I love he and his wife. I would love to have him on, and his wife, as a matter of fact. She has a Meriscope.
Because this coin is, I mean, quality, awesome, beautifully made. This thing, he was on THC Mike's show a few weeks ago when they were premiering the Alex's new album, the Black Sheep album, and I won. I never win anything. That's how quality this is. It almost just cracked my glass kitchen table. I never win anything, and I won a digital copy of Alex's album, and I won this coin. And he sent this thing out to me with a quickness. Like, I had it within, like, I think 2 weeks. He sent it out like 2 or 3 days later. But
that's fabulous.
The little,
I know
he calls them tips, truths in plain sight, or truth in plain sight. All the little things he's got on here. This thing is awesome. And he's even got it numbered. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the number to clear up. Come on.
the number of my coin is 171, which is a take of my 7171717. And so not only do I have that in the numbered edition, but I have a special numbered edition to match up with the entire idea of the 717, which is again your overlapping octave. which I love. So again, just a different format of the same. And also my birthday. So. But yeah, no, that would be a very, very good guest.
Yeah, no, I heard they're doing a new minting as well, which I think will be cool. Or maybe that's the new minting. Maybe they've done 2 already. I heard those coins are going like hotcakes. That's freaking awesome.
I mean, I've been talking about getting one since he started making them. So I'm glad that they're selling quick. That's awesome, and I'm glad I finally got one. This thing's so cool.
Shout out, Mike. Many thanks. I was just getting ready to turn and look at the chat so I could go over there and type it and ask you if maybe perhaps you might have this website off the top of your head, and there you are already on it with it there in chat. I don't know if I can do anything from here.
And Zombie, as far as you not being on the show, I don't know. I think you're doing a great job as far as being on this show. I think for the rest of the show, you should almost even. You can stand in for me because I think I need to take this headphones out of my ears.
He spends so much time in the after show with us. This is just like hanging out for him now. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Zombie will jump in and yeah.
Did you get the cakes?
It came with
so nice.
Yeah, it's funny. We get you guys have no idea. We get Nemo after show, Zombie, Liz. This is just about every after show. Liz wasn't there today.
Every once in a while, we get Lucky and Jonathan or Dave will jump on.
Yeah.
Liz, I'm still working on getting my hug from him. He's holding on to it.
Yeah, it's weird though. You guys are not weird, but it's like you guys are there like every after show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's like Nemo's in right away usually. He's just getting off work. Zombie's just sent everybody out and now gets to sit down for a minute, have a coffee. He jumps in. And then Liz. She could be on the show with us during the show if she wanted. But she comes and hangs out in the after show. Watches us act like children and play our video games while we send Josh off to work.
That's who I need to start blaming. You just don't send me off to work early enough, you bastard.
Is that what it is?
Apparently.
I was going to say, that's the real reason I come hang out. It's just so that I can watch y'all play games while I'm sitting at work.
Are you going to be getting on tomorrow?
I'm going to be getting on tonight and tomorrow, yeah.
2 Eastern tomorrow is the new map reveal.
Yeah, I know. I actually... we have so the town that we're in up here in North Carolina is kind of small, but the cool thing about being in a small town is they do a lot of little events and festivals and stuff, and so there's like 3 different Christmas things going on this weekend, and the 2 that are happening tomorrow just perfectly end at 1 and start at 6.
Oh, perfect.
Are they all Santa Claus appearances? I hope that'd be hilarious.
2 of them are, yeah. Actually, you know what? I guarantee all 3 of them will be Santa Claus. But I've already told Ajax that he's not real. It's just a story, but that he can't ruin it for other kids.
I just love that no other kids are going to think, why are they all different? But but do I have to see them 3 times? Gotta tell him again? Well, dude, I just fucking told you like 3 hours ago. You senile prick. Don't make me come sit on your lap and ask me.
They're the same guy.
Pop quiz hot shot. What do I want for Christmas?
I told you yesterday.
You tell me what I want. Don't you got your list? Here, check that thing twice. I'm getting my RC car, punk. I know where the North Pole is. I got a map.
I'll come up there.
Did you see that movie with Mel Gibson where he was Santa Claus? And like
Gibson was Santa Claus?
And a hitman was paid to go kill him and yada, yada, yada. Dude, it was nuts.
No, but
it was insane.
We watched
The Fat Man, it's called.
What's it called?
The Fat Man.
No. We watched Violent Night the other night with the sheriff, from Stranger Things plays Santa Claus, and that was cool. They did a little bit of they took some of the truth of like the Santa Claus legend, but they mixed it with a little Norse Viking legend, and he was a Viking warrior, and he turned into Santa Claus. They never really give a good explanation of how he turns into Santa Claus, but that was the backstory to it. And at one point, since it's called Violent Night for a reason, but he gets a cut on his stomach, so he uses some like a ornament hook and some tinsel off the tree to sew himself up. And when he takes his big Santa Claus jacket off and his leather vest off and everything, he's like covered in Norse tattoos, but a couple of the pieces on his chest are like big snowflakes and shit. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Santa's a badass.
Yeah, they made him kind of a badass when he was Mel Gibson too. When Mel Gibson played him.
Have y'all seen the new commercial with John Travolta as Santa?
No. Oh no.
Is that a Capital One? A Capital One credit card commercial?
Okay, let's
see. You know, it's John Travolta, so he's got to dance and everything.
He's getting old, man. He's still dancing, huh?
Oh yeah.
Is he still in the closet?
Probably.
But he has to dance and everything. But I'm straight.
And then I pull out my gun. Oh, Staying Alive with the Bee Gees? No way. Oh no. Holiday Night Fever.
What do you mean no?
It freaked me out when I saw him like a real picture of John Travolta with the friar tuck like me. I had no idea that guy was bald, dude. Like none.
Yeah, he's like Ted Danson bald.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Magical glitter.
And I'll start if you just bring it to me.
Oh, that's just an awful visual. On that note, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody, and then join in from the chat so I can take the headphones out of my head.
All right, Cam.
But Zombie, it's great to see your children are beautiful and bright and amazing. And I'm not really leaving. I'm just pulling the plugs out and doing it there. But your hand is bright and beautiful too, Josh.
I'm just wondering why it blurs out
everybody.
my microphone specifically. Just seems strange.
I do. I thought that maybe you had a dirty picture or something on your microphone. I was wondering the same, but I just, you know.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see it from this side. That's all.
It's got a porn mic. It's auto blur.
But I love you, Kimmy. Enjoy your
love
weekend.
You guys too.
You got the Christmas carols going here in Southeast. They started them, it was like right after Halloween I started hearing Christmas music. Bible Belt.
Yeah, that's the new norm.
That's disgusting.
4 months of Christmas carols. Yeah, my neighbor's already got she had everything out like a week ago. 3 Santas in the front, reindeers, she goes nuts every year.
We got one guy on our street that's still got Halloween stuff up. I was like, that's the way.
My mom used to do, she'd take all the ornaments and everything down and all the garland and all that, but she would leave the tree and the lights up till like Easter. It would just be in the living room there, and it'd be part of the living room furniture we knew at least until March, and then Mom would take the tree down. But she just liked having it with the lights on. She just liked the way it looked.
My mom was such a unique individual that she had an entire room that she kept 365 days a year. It was just straight Christmas in that room. With the tree, the lights, like fake presents, it was the whole fucking shebang.
Whenever you felt like being in the Christmas spirit, you just walked into that room.
That's what it was.
Wow.
It would trigger her memories. That's why, yeah. I'm sure that's what it was. But she was at Thanksgiving, so that was nice. My nephew drove and picked her up and took her back.
Oh, awesome.
So got to see her.
Yeah, it's been too long since I see my mom. Sucks.
Yeah, it do.
But I'm not vaccinated. You know, for somebody that I've always thought was so smart my whole life, sure can be retarded sometimes.
Would she check your papers? I mean,
Papers. I'm not gonna lie to her.
Okay.
I just think it's retarded.
Just tell her you've been immunized.
I told her. I had it. I was like, I had it. Yes, I know. I had it. I got over it. I'm immune now. I have antibodies, you know? Remember how that all works? Like, your vaccine is giving you COVID. That's how it works.
Yep.
Well, I got COVID the natural way, and my body got over it. And now all those studies, well, I better stop talking about this because this is going to be taken down for medical misinformation.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I'm not vaccinated, and because of that, they're scared to be around me, my family.
That's a shame.
Because my sister knows. She's in the medical industry. She's been working in it for 20 years. She knows. Yeah. She knew aspartame was fine for a decade until doctor told her it wasn't good for her. Oh, my crazy conspiracy theorist brother's been telling me it's bad for a decade, but now I know it's bad because the doctor told me it's bad. Oh, I was just like, I can't believe you. I've been telling you to quit drinking that diet crap because of aspartame alone. Period. Just because of the aspartame in there. And I was insane. I was a crazy conspiracy theorist. They wouldn't put that in our... That's not what aspartame really is. Go look it up. Oh. So it doesn't shock me that my sister's like that. But I think just my mom living with my sister now for years, it's kind of rubbing off on her maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm like the boogeyman, so it is what it is.
I thought your mom was coming around because your little brother was like, I think some of this stuff
to flat Earth.
Oh, that's it?
Not to
anything else that might be remotely anti-establishment.
Yeah.
She's cool with the most anti-establishment thing there is. But anything else is like, no.
Yeah, it's fear, is what it is. Better just not believe it and kind of goes away, even though it really doesn't,
Well, if you do what they say, then that's your control, and B, your limited liability. I'm doing everything that I can do because that's what they're telling me to do. But if something goes wrong, well, fuck, that's what they told me to do. Just did what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
What was I supposed to do? It was for public safety. I did it for the greater good.
Yeah, there were supposedly some guys back in the around 1770s. They had some ideas about public safety and safety in general.
Some real serious thought.
Yeah. Talking about you don't give up your freedoms and your rights for safety.
I want to see the receipts.
Yeah, Yeah, you know, it makes you wonder if any of that stuff was even real. Which sucks, because they wrote some really good stories.
Well,
you know?
It was this whole Freemasonic experiment, right? A grand experiment. And they came over here and started the society. It just makes you wonder, what were the boundaries? What were the standards of this experiment that they were... What were the controls? Be real curious.
The final outcome goal.
Yeah.
What's the final outcome goal?
Was it, we'll rule in secret. We'll throw our hands up with little puppets and say, ooh, we're fighting, yay, we win, oh, we lose. But really, we always win. It's the grand experiment. We'll just stay low-key. We don't care what people think, who they think is in charge. We don't have that.
Irrelevant.
Right, it's completely irrelevant. We don't need to be the head of the world for people to see. We will rule in the shadows.
Well, if you rule out in the open, you can be overthrown.
Uh-huh.
If you rule from the shadows, it's hard for people to do anything about it.
It was like that Wookie Foot song this morning. If you think you're free...
That was a good song.
Then you can't escape.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
Escape
might
what?
be the grand experiment. Make them think they're free. If you think you're free, then you have no reason to want to escape. Yeah, you got freedoms, bitch. Yep. Enjoy them. Oh, yeah, God-given. Whatever.
Yeah, watch this one. We're going to pull on these people.
Right. All these God-given... God gave them to you. You have them. They're yours. Until we decide you don't have them anymore.
Until we have more guys with more guns.
Well,
you know,
they've always had more.
They've always had,
more
yeah.
guns.
It's just a matter of
yeah, using the more guys with more guns. Yeah.
When do we step out of the shadows? When do we pull the plug on the experiment? Essentially,
we got to be getting close.
Yeah, I don't know, because if it is like Albert Pike wrote, we're not even to the Third War yet. And then there's a lot to do after the Third World War, rebuilding society. Because the Third War is supposed to be like the end of the way we know life as it is. You know, different countries and different religions and different, like, the final war that Albert Pike wrote about was going to be the war to end all wars. And then after this, there are no lines on the map anymore. You know, it's a one world unified government society type thing where, you know, one world monetary. That's, you know, who controls the money controls pretty much everything. You know, you're going to get everything in the end. Like being the banker in Monopoly almost. You're the bank. You always win. They always end up paying you every time they go around, and you always get paid as the bank.
I love reading the rules to Monopoly. If you go bankrupt, you lose. But if the bank goes bankrupt, you just get some paper out and start writing out notes.
Yep.
It's all good.
It right
keeps
there.
Going.
It's all good. They don't run out of money. But yeah, I think that's the end goal is one world monetary system. The religion, I think they would only try to, well, they already have it. Faith. You know, that's the one world religion. Science. Really. Scientism. Yeah. That's the one world religion that's replaced all other religions. And it's crazy because all the other religions have, you know, different gods and creators and whatnot, and this one just got rid of all of them.
But it still has its prophets.
Oh yeah.
With, you know, Newton and Einstein.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
all these
tax dollars.
Taxation is theft.
Wrong kind of profit.
Right. That's a different kind of profit.
Yeah, some good stuff on aspartame. Nathan, Commercial Sound and Video, says that was another wonder of Henry Kissinger's doings. he got the FDA to finally approve its use. And Kissinger, believe it or not, just passed away at the ripe old age of, 101 or 100? He was up there.
He was up there.
I'm not going to say anything too bad.
I wouldn't say anything worse about him than he said about our men and women of the military.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of him. Oof. But yeah, Henry Kissinger, not greatest guy. When you look at like what you've accomplished and what you've done, or even what you've written down on paper for others to read, I wouldn't put him as a good person. That's not how I would describe him at all. That's just me, though. I'm sure he had friends. Maybe. Probably not. Acquaintances.
I went down a tiny little rabbit hole. I poked my head down a little rabbit hole. I didn't go down it very far. I just saw it and poked my head down. And it was connecting like Sirhan, and all these guys. And it was basically this psychiatrist that they all happened to have been seeing, and his connections to the CIA and the mind control experiments and all of this other stuff. And I don't know, it was just this really weird Charles Manson, and how the whole Manson family murders and all this other shit was just a fucking bullshit story. None of that ever was even really true. It really, Manson was more like a Jeffrey Epstein type character. Where his cult was really just cycling through young women, and as he traveled around with the young girls and bringing the fresh ones in, he'd be dropping off others as he went around to these places and did his little cult stuff. And he was really just delivering women and trafficking girls to people and in high places because he had connections, and there was all this other stuff until he was finally set up and framed. I don't know. It was just a weird little rabbit hole I saw. Poke my head down. I forget the psychiatrist's name. It's in my Google search saves probably, or Yandex. I forget. But it was really good. It was really interesting.
See, now I wonder if you went back, because I've listened to some of his ramblings of him sitting there, like in prison, talking to journalists or whatnot. And a lot of the stuff he'll start saying, he'll be talking about like the government. And he'll start saying shit. And it's like, that makes zero sense coming if you look at it from the official story. But if you look at it from like something you just said, now I'd like to go back and re-listen to that and, see it through those eyes now with that in my mind.
If he can't come right out and say I'm a government asset, what is he saying about the government to somebody who's not a government asset?
Yeah. It just makes you wonder. Yeah, I mean, everything else is all staged, and I mean, there are, supposedly, wasn't it famous people who died? In the Manson murders, wasn't it an actress or something like that?
It was Peggy Tate. I don't know. I'd have to look that shit up.
Yeah. But it was huge, like publicity wise. I mean, he was like a rock star when it came to, murderers and stuff like that.
Sharon Tate. Thanks, Daryl. Daryl had it before I could even look it up.
Did you ever watch that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio's in it and Brad Pitt? And it's kind of about that.
Was that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, never saw it.
I tried a couple times, but I never actually saw it.
It's slow. It is. It's real slow, the movie. But yeah, like at the end, it's about the people, like they had already went and done, like however they got busted and got caught. Like the people that are in the movie, Brad Pitt had something to do with stopping them at the end. Spoiler alert, it's an old movie, sorry, but yeah.
Dude, I was going to finally get around to watching that.
But yeah, I mean, there's like no mention of it at all throughout the whole movie, pretty much. It's not like it has anything to do with the movie. You don't even know that they're the Manson family, blah, 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 anything like that. No clue. Until afterwards. At the end, it starts going through and like showing the newspaper articles and stuff like that. Something like that.
Anyone know how far away Sharon Tate was from Laurel Canyon? Just thinking out loud.
No clue.
What? How do you not know that?
Me?
Everybody. I thought I was the only one that didn't. No, I don't know.
Laurel Canyon.
I probably should be using Yandex for this because I don't believe Google was going to show me the things I want.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about it. So they're probably mentioning things in the movie, like when they're saying, oh, you need to take me here or this or that. Like if you knew about the Manson family murders and all that stuff, then you would probably know. You'd get it before I caught on. I didn't catch on until they started showing the pictures at the end. I was like, oh shit, okay. So this is what this movie's about. Yeah, it's kind of like a movie about nothing almost. And was that a Quentin Tarantino movie?
I think Tarantino had something to do with it. That was the whole reason
he was going to only do one more movie, supposedly. I think he said that in some article or something recently. Like, he's got one more movie he wants to do, and then that'll be it.
I wonder if it's something he already has planned.
Probably.
To say it like that.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll have any of his... Because, like, Tim Roth has been in a bunch of them. A lot of them are just small little parts. Some of them are more, you know... Wasn't Four Rooms? Wasn't that a Tarantino?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I do vaguely remember, I'm looking at some stuff now. I'm almost positive Manson was in the music, trying to make music. And he was totally bumming around Laurel Canyon the whole time. That's where he was taking all of his girls, just traveling from like music producers' mansions and stuff, bouncing around trying to make a record of some sort. Yeah, apparently like the Black Dahlia murder was in 1947. And then 12 years later was the Manson family murder spree. Then apparently 12 years after that was the Wonderland murders. And I don't know.
So are you saying there's a 12-year interval for sociopaths?
I'm saying I'd be real curious to see what kind of murder spree might have happened in LA around 2003. And again around 2015. And again here in about 5 years.
Rituals.
Right.
Or maybe they're just getting better at it now.
Better at hiding it.
Yeah.
Did anybody catch John's interview with Dave the other night?
No, I missed it.
I didn't have a chance. I've got it saved somewhere.
He put it up on his YouTube channel, Perceptions. What is it? Perceptions Talk Radio, I think.
Yeah.
Or it might just be Perceptions Talk, but it was pretty good. And it was I talked to him a couple weeks before he did it. He told me he was going to do it and asked me if I had anything personally I wanted to ask Dave. And I told him no. Fortunately, because of you guys, I've gotten to have a couple conversations with Dave, but that he should go out of his way to make sure that Dave doesn't fall into that interview rhythm that he does.
Yeah.
So
he's got it down to like like you said, like a rhythm almost.
Yeah, and it is. And I listen to pretty much all of his interviews, but like they're all pretty much the exact same, unless even when he's talking to a flat earther, he like falls into that rhythm because they just let him go. And I told Jonathan to make sure that they keep throwing stuff at him. Yeah, so that he can't fall into it. And they did a pretty good job. They did good. I mean, it wasn't nothing groundbreaking, but they did
good.
They did a good job. Yeah. Good conversation for sure.
Yeah, no, Jonathan's good at interviewing people.
Yeah. And what's funny is, so Jonathan called me maybe 30, 45 minutes after they went off the air and was asking me what I thought and everything. And we were talking about it. And he was like, telling me how excited Angel was to do the interview because I guess Angel really likes Dave too. And Jonathan kept trying to pass the ball to Angel, and Angel was just dropping the ball left and right like, no, I can't really think of anything. Yeah, he had like a list of questions for him. I was like, damn, that could have been good, because I told him to let Angel know too. I told him to both bring up some of the stuff that he was talking about. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, when the two of them went on a long flat earth tangent, just talking about how they're basically why they're not part of the community. And they were bringing up valid points. They were bringing up stuff that me and Nemo talk about all the time. So, but neither of them really pushed towards that way, but they did good though. It was an overall good interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch that one.
I'm like halfway through it right now for my second listen. Wow.
I watched this new movie out called Freelance with John Cena. Kind of like a comedy.
Who?
Action comedy. John Cena.
What's it? Yell it. His name is John.
You can't see me.
All I know is this, and then I know din, 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 din,
I never
din,
liked him as a wrestler.
Ray, who was that? Was that Bay Area Transparency? Used to always go out as fucking. If not Bay Area, who's the other one? I forget. Somebody used to always tell people that when they ask him what his name is. What's your name? His name is John Cena.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him wrestle. I haven't watched wrestling in forever.
Yeah,
I just knew he was a wrestler.
By the time he was into it. But as an actor, I really like him a lot. He's hilarious.
Yeah, me too. He's hilarious.
He's funny as shit, man.
Did you ever see that show Peacemaker?
Yeah, I actually really like that show a lot.
Walt got me into that show. Like I started watching it on my own after Walt told me to watch it, and the very first scene is about a lesbian relationship. It's like the first skit of the whole series. I was like, fuck this. I just turned it off, and I was like, bloop. And then Walter's like, dude, I know.
You got to get past that
he's
one.
Like, it's not really a big part of the show at all. They'll touch on it here and there. Every couple episodes, they'll mention something, but it's not like, that's not what the show's about.
It's like a lesbian couple in the way that they used to do it before they started pushing all the LGBT stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not even like a real big part of the show. One of the main girls just happens to be married to a girl. Like, that's it. Like, it's not like forcing like a bunch of trans shit down your throat. But that show's fucking hilarious.
Hilarious. Yeah,
And
John Cena is funny.
His buddy, I can't remember his name, the green dude. That dude reminds me of like a Walmart or a Kmart version of Deadpool so much.
But yeah, this movie called Freelance that he's in. It's about a dictator in a South American country. And dude, they dropped so much truth in this. Because in reality, the dictator is like a good person. And it's all the media and the government lying. And
So it's kind of like the story of what's his name? The dude from North Africa that
Libya. Gaddafi.
Gaddafi. There you go.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. His people loved him. Everything he was doing was trying to help his people. There was false flags brought out against him and this and that and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, they were dropping a lot of truth bombs in it. I was like, wow, this is wild. And it's fun.
Do y'all ever watch any kids movies?
Yeah, I watched one called Leo.
Like that one from it's set in New York. With all
that one.
The one called Kids.
Kids.
No, not kids. Definitely not that kind of kids movies. No. So one of the best part about having a toddler is you now have an excuse to watch kids movies. Man, all the kids movies have so much truth in them as like almost like a just like trying to put it in the parent's face. Like, so there's one, it's a few years old, called what's the Bigfoot movie, babe? Littlefoot, Smallfoot. And it's the whole movie's from like the Yeti's point of view, and I say Yeti because it's in like the Swiss Alps. But and they find a human, and they call him a Smallfoot because he's got really tiny feet. But the whole movie's like about conspiracies, basically. Like they live on a mountain that floats in the clouds, that's being carried by elephants, that's being carried by a turtle, that's being carried by a dragon. Like so many layers down. And then like the chief of their village is called the Stone Keeper, and he's got rocks that are like, it's basically like their commandments or their like law. And he's sewn like all these flat stones all over his body with like all the little, like all these different little gifts that are like their rules. And it's like throughout the movie you think that he's like, they try and build it up like he's the bad guy, but then it's like, oh, he's lying to the people to keep them safe, which I mean for them he is, but you can just see the correlation. And then we were watching the second How to Train Your Dragon last night.
I saw the first one.
The first one's good, but the second one, the whole movie is about, it's even called The Hidden Lands or The Hidden Island or something like that. The Hidden Lands, The Hidden World. The Hidden World. It's either called The Hidden World or The Hidden Lands. I think it's The Hidden Lands. But yeah, it's literally them flying to the edge of the earth to like a dragon island where all the dragons can live and be in peace and not be like either used, because at the end of the first How to Train Your Dragon, they all start riding dragons, and then there's still like a group of people that are trying to hunt dragons. But yeah, and I've noticed that in like a lot of kids movies there's like little trickles of truth in them like that.
I was going to say, I saw How to Train Your Dragon invading the Forbidden Lands, but I think that was something completely different.
There's a different type of dragon, even.
A different kind of train.
Well, guys, I think on that we should probably end it. Oh,
You got to go
man.
out strong.
Thank you so much, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks
Coming
for
Yeah,
helping
for
out.
sure, guys.
Showing off the little man.
Yeah.
Both little men. I think that was the
Yeah.
first time I ever saw your older son there.
Yeah, that's the first time
Gosh,
I've
he
ever
looks
let
just
him
like
on.
you, dude.
I know,
Just
it's
like
crazy. It's crazy. 3 generations of it, too, because I look just like my dad.
Strong genes, man.
Yeah, for real.
Like a good pair of Wranglers.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure I
hate
will
denim.
speak with you Monday morning.
Oh, yeah, if not tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow. Might be doing a little. Or I know I got to go bowling tomorrow night, too.
Are you going to
Yeah.
try and get on it, too, for the event?
2. Yeah, I'll be on.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely be in. We'll get together.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. I just saw your question. I was going to let you know that was Zombie Snoop up there in the corner.
That's me.
But we've come real close to making this a 3-hour show, one way or the other.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Right here. This is when Billingtano said, Cena was kind of funny in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, well, that character from the Suicide Squad one, that's what, I forget the name of the show. We even said it. Peacemaker. Yeah, they made a show built off of that character that takes place like right after that. They even have a couple scenes in the first episode of that movie. Yeah, it's funny. Peacemaker's funny. His friend, I guess, is hilarious too.
Yeah, he
Just
is.
hilarious.
Kmart Deadpool.
Kmart Deadpool. Yeah.
He's funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, Peacemaker. Go check that out, Billington. You'll get a kick out of it. All right. Love y'all.
Love
Josh,
you guys.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you, sir. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for picking up the slack without Walter here. It is
Yeah,
a
I
whole
missed
vibe.
Walter this morning, too, man. That sucks. Anyways,
He's
He's
playing
out with
hooky.
Shell.
Yeah, he's just out having fun.
Having fun.
good for him.
He
Yeah.
said, I could have fun or I could do the show. Peace out, guys. I'm going to go have fun.
Right?
Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out in chat. Everybody, thanks for kicking it with us on this fine Friday, the 1st of December.
Thanks for dropping the link and letting me on.
Anytime you got it, there it is.
Anytime, zombie.
And I guess maybe I'll have to decide how much time I want to spend next Friday night setting up a show on this little laptop, or do I just want to say, fuck it, we'll do a show next week. Roll right in with Joel. No longer on the ball. We'll do some live wiki updates. I don't know. We'll see. I'm awfully excited to get this puppy up and running and see what she can do.
Absolutely.
I was looking at the original because this is like the Black Friday version. So as much as it's got the graphics card that I was aiming for, but the graphics card that usually comes with this machine is like 2 steps up. I saw a commercial on YouTube or somewhere that just happened to show me for the place that I bought the computer from, showing me a commercial for the computer I just bought, but its specs were just fucking through the roof. I mean, mine are pretty good, don't get me wrong, but these were like nuts, and makes me wish I'd have had the $3,500, but I'm real happy with what I have. I am not dissatisfied at all.
Yeah, that's for doing stuff like what Jaren does when you need a computer like that.
Yeah. They were saying you can run Fortnite graphics on unlimited.
Unlimited.
Well, they've got the FPS, and you can just run it on that unlimited FPS, so you don't really know what it is the fuck you're running. It's like maybe 360, but still, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
360
Jaren
frames a
has
second.
the special monitor that'll run the 144 FPS and all that kind of stuff. He can see the difference. I don't see it.
There's no difference between 1080 and 4K. It's the same shit.
That's what I think too. And this,
Yeah, once your eyes start going so much, it's never going to get in. Then you're not going to make it any clearer.
well,
It's all downhill from here.
And like
Yeah.
4K, it doesn't even look really all that good. I mean, Christ, if I could sit behind a blurred background, I would, just to make me look better. And I think 4K doesn't make anybody look good. But look, we're going to sit here and ramble all night. We'll see you guys next week, maybe. Definitely the week after. Right here on the Iron Will Media YouTube channels. Have no sphere. So, have no sphere. And until then, be good, be well. We love you.
Stay flat.